right, so this isn't what we usually do here. We usually talk about like anime or gay stuff like that, but no, we're talking about Game of Thrones this time, and we have a special guest star here today.
Hi,
He's
my
not
name
gonna
is.
talk like at all.
Hi, my name's Mocha. I'm the channel artist for Puff the Pirate and Evil Puff.
Also,
I'm
you've
glad to
been
be
on the
here.
you've been on the channel before.
Yeah, but you know,
All right, now this is we're gonna be doing a tier list, basically ranking the Game of Thrones characters based on how ruined they got, how badly they were ruined by the later seasons.
This is a.
Oh yeah, no, this
What
is
the
the
f-
this is
something
different
you
list.
Oh, this was your morality tier list.
Yeah, the morality tier list. Yeah, okay, we
Puff
can
made
just
this
ignore that.
independently. I have no comment.
I'll just say this: innocence is a sin was my favorite category.
Okay.
All
Puff
right,
made
now
this
it's gotta
independently, I will
reset. You gotta
say it.
reset.
No, go to the top. Go to the top.
Yeah.
You got to click on the alignment chart. Remember,
Right. Okay.
we're making our favorite.
All right. But God, dude, there's not gonna be enough space. You remember the last time we did an alignment chart?
It'll be fine. We got
No,
this.
it won't. It won't be
But
fine.
Puff, the idea was an alignment chart, so that's what we're doing.
whenever Chance and I would do something
What?
like this, and like we have like way too many characters, we kind of reserved spots for just anyone that actually be like interesting. Because if you'd have like you know, however you depend the
No,
categories.
don't worry. We did that with the.
But why can't it be a
the-
tier list just for the space's sake? Like,
But Puff, do you not remember what the plan was?
was the plan
was
is
that quality and how bad they ended were like the two vectors.
all right, fine. Okay, so
Exactly.
good. Thanks, Dave and Dan. Thanks D&D.
Thanks D&D.
D&D.
Mm,
The other side is just gonna be glad you died for the record. You know it is.
That is like a pretty good metric because like there's only like one or two characters I'd say were not completely main characters who were not like ruined by the final season.
Yeah, dude. So
Oh,
basically,
man.
this tier list is the up and down is how good the character was at like their peak, and then the left to right is how good they were when they were done with the story.
Yep.
So either when they died or just the end of the story if they don't die.
Yeah. All right. So first we got.
Hey, we got bad all the way. We got never good. He was never good.
I don't remember too much about him, but like, what would you not like about him?
Do you not remember who that is?
I remember that's the Stag King from season 1.
No, that's Euron.
That's Euron Greyjoy.
Wait, that is? Oh,
Yes,
fuck!
that's
It
the
is! Holy shit! It is!
Literally, Puff. We're glad he died in the sense that he fucking sucked. So
Well,
no,
yeah,
that's not
but
what we mean by glad you died.
literally,
Get
like,
out of
but
there.
like, glad you died means that D&D didn't ruin them, and because there was nothing to ruin,
No,
they
but they
cannot.
did ruin him because they're the reason he was ever good. No, he's the reason he existed. He's
Alright.
genuinely one of the worst. Puff, I think he's bottom left. I think no one else is gonna fight him for that position.
You really think so? All right.
No, because
No, you're right. You're right. You're on.
Started bad and then stayed bad.
You know what? You're
entire
right.
series.
He was just like Dick Joke McGee from beginning to end, and it wasn't really all that funny.
No, yeah, he wasn't funny, and also he was way too important for being Joke McGee.
Oh man, but dude,
He
wasn't it
was
so
supposed to be,
cool?
like,
Wasn't it
basically,
so
like, the
cool when he
secondary
cucked to Jamie?
antagonist
Wasn't it
after
so
Cersei.
cool? Wasn't it so cool when he cucked to Jamie? Huh? Didn't you love it when he cucked to Jamie? Wasn't
I
that
didn't
funny?
care because honestly, I was kind of disappointed that Cersei lowered her standards so much.
I know. All right, next we got
Alright.
Braun.
Is that Rickon or Braun, Mocha?
I think that's Braun.
That-
I think that's
No,
season
that's-
1 Braun.
That's Rickon.
That's Rickon? Oh, okay. Well, he
I
was
feel
never
like
really
was
much of
basically
anything.
meh. He
but,
never
like-
got to be a character.
Yeah, I guess you're just here for now. Yeah.
I guess I'd put him slightly to the left because he didn't get to talk after his return because he would have sounded like a grown ass man. So he was
Nope.
just mute for no fucking reason.
Wouldn't you that be right then?
No, because D&D's the reason that happened.
Okay.
It was dumb.
Right,
Alright.
I forgot you. I
Yarka.
forgot you told me that they diverged from the books after like way before that they actually ended.
Super
caught up
early,
the
super
book. Yeah, I
fucking early.
know. Okay,
Alright,
so
next is Yara.
I
who
like
she's
Yara, and
Pretty
she-
good at the start.
Yeah, I actually don't think she got all that ruined. Like honestly,
I think she got pretty fucking stupid. It was
yeah, but
more
like
just
the
like
thing is,
she
like
never really
everyone
got
drank
to
the
like
dumb juice though.
evolve.
Yeah, the thing is, everyone drank the dumb juice, so it's not like she's
Yeah.
particularly bad. She
No,
got
yeah,
like
no, her dumb juiceness is not nearly as bad as other characters. Also, she wasn't that good, to be fair. Like,
yeah.
she's good, but she's not that high. Yeah, she's like, I'd say
Yeah,
pretty low.
I
Yeah,
forget. There's gonna be like a ton of characters on this
yeah,
fucking
like
thing because
actually
like
great characters. And Yara's thing is that they never really developed her, so she's always just kind of just like Theon's mean sister who makes absurd promises to Daenerys.
dude, don't you remember when they had 4 girl bosses in a meeting and that was a super powerful moment and the directors really wanted you to know that?
Oh, you mean the after the episode thing where the directors literally said, if we had this exact same dialogue with men, it would be boring, admitting that the dialogue was boring.
But dude, it was 4 girl bosses, so it was like progressive
Mhm.
and cool and revolutionary.
No. Hey, I like Ollie.
Ollie is I'd say Ollie like actually like was like perfect beginning to end for
I
what he was
wouldn't put
supposed to
him at
be.
peak just because like it's more so just the circumstances around his death of like it's so funny John killed him and not like any of the grown men
Okay,
usurpers except for 3.
okay, besides the fact that like John didn't kill as many people that stabbed him, like he didn't get them all. Like the scene's
Uh
perfectly good and fine, I
I
think.
guess
Like
my one other thing with Ollie would be he didn't really do anything in season 5 before he killed John. Like he did a lot in the early seasons that built him up, but then in season 5, the season where John is actively letting in a fuck ton of wildlings, we don't get to see Ollie like that often. It would have been fun to see, like I don't know, like he gets a noogie once and he's like, that's it, I'm killing all the wildlings. You're done. Yeah, Tormund like fucks with him once.
All right. This
That's
guy's
Uncle
barely.
Benjen
Oh fuck!
who
He's
was
stuck. Oh shit! No! Oh no! I clicked him
we
by
can use
accident.
Uncle Benjen. We can
Okay.
talk about Uncle Benjen.
Okay. He's
Okay,
a
so Uncle
wildling killer.
Benjen
That's fun. He
had a
kills
lot of Puff.
wildlings.
Here's the problem: everything about Uncle Benjen was mystery, and then all the payoff to the mystery was fucking stupid because, of course, it was.
Dude, he's Cold Hand though, and Cold Hand's so cool. He's and
And then all
mysterious.
Cold Hands does is say, "John, we don't have time. I'm gonna fight with my cool little lantern. Get on my horse," and then that's it.
Yeah,
So
I
I put
guess.
him a bit worse to the left because it's just like his whole thing is that he's a mystery, and then the mystery is really lame because D&D doesn't give a shit about the magic aspect of Game of Thrones.
What? No, dude, they totally do. That's why like Daenerys was the villain because she used magic dragons, and that's worse than swords. Duh.
Mhm.
Grey
Grey
Worm.
Worm, Grey Worm. But here's the thing: you can like almost justify Grey Worm becoming like a mean, evil fascist boy because it's like, oh, his lover died in front of him, so and that was like the only human connection he had. But also, he's just like a fucking cartoon villain with how evil he is.
Yeah, I know, but I guess on one hand, like it's the most believable change they made. It just wasn't good because nothing they were
Oh no,
doing was
he's
good.
the most believable radicalization out of the group. I guess besides the fucking Dothraki because they were already like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I
dude,
guess.
isn't it so weird that foreigners are more inclined to follow the evil dragon lady? I think that's sus. I think that's super
That is
suspicious.
strange. Hey, he was almost good. He almost stayed good the whole time.
All
We were
right,
so
now
close.
honestly, like I think he's still mostly good. It's just he
No,
drank
he
the
is
dumb
still
juice.
mostly good because he was he was. I think he was basically the last good villain we had.
No, absolutely. Like I'm trying to imagine what they would do with him in season 7, 8. I think he would just be Euron. He'd literally just be
He would. He
Euron.
would. He'd make nothing but cock jokes about how he has one and Theon doesn't, and he's gonna rip off your cock.
I once cut
Um,
off a man's cock, and I'll do yours as
no,
well if you cross me one more
the thing with
time, Jon
Ramsay is, like,
Snow.
it's confusing in later seasons, Puff. The confusing stuff is like him killing Roose was really fucking confusing because Roose is like, you're my heir, you're a Bolton. This kid that you think is a threat to you is not. Don't you worry. And then Ramsay kills him anyway. It's like, Ramsay, why? Roose gave you everything you wanted.
I guess it's just he was paranoid and didn't like believe him. I guess
But in that
that's the
case,
only
they probably should
justification
have
I
like
can think of.
shown anything to make him worry about that. Because the thing is, like in the show, Ramsay is a fucking monster. He fights Vikings with full armor while he's shirtless. He's like the greatest archer of all time. He and 20 good men can do basically anything.
Dude, in the final 3 seasons, 20 good men can literally get anything done.
Yeah, no, Ramsay is literally like perfect at everything. Dude, we see him like in like on field battles, just killing people with swords, and he's
Shiki,
thriving.
you lost your soul
He's,
again.
like-
You lost your soul again.
No,
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
we're calling it that now every time his
Okay, fill
internet
in
dies.
and talk about how Ramsay's a badass while I'm gone.
Ramsay was pretty funny. By the way, like phenomenal actor.
Absolutely, yeah.
If anyone's seen Misfits, that British show, it's just another case of the actor being goated. He's such a joy to see on screen. Like I remember like seeing him like wiggle that sausage before I even like saw Game of Thrones. I felt like this guy's awesome. I don't even know what the concept of the scene is.
Oh yeah, no, dude,
But-
I saw that show too. It was great. He was the time travel boy, right? Who was also the Invisible Boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just funny, like just seeing like how he's able to switch between like comedy and like actually being somewhat of a threat. It's actually kind of funny. It's like, how much do you think like everyone hates whenever he raped Sansa, but how much do you think that actually like ruined his character? Because it seems pretty in line.
Yeah, no, it's in line. It's just like the events leading up to it is like Littlefinger would never do that though.
That is also true.
Like from his perspective, it's like he's like, all right, this is a freebie. I'm gonna do whatever I want with my freebie. Yeah,
I think-
there's also like
I
the
think
battle
also-
of. Sorry.
No, the Battle of Bastards.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ramsay also is a good showcasing. It's like, not every Northman is a goody two shoes, good boy. Because like
Well, yeah, but I mean, we had like already like they're incredibly like they hated the free folk and all that.
But who doesn't hate the free folk? Am I right, brothers?
Our good boy Jon Snow does. Did you forget?
It took a bit. It took Egret. I'm just saying, if you didn't come across Egret, maybe things would be a little bit different.
What are you, Mocha? What did you do while I was gone?
Also, there's also
nothing.
like the Battle of the Bastards where like it seems like Ramsay was just kind of a bit out of character at the end, where it's like, why is he just like running away and shooting
Oh,
arrows?
why
now?
can't he throw hands despite being Ramsay fucking Bolton?
Yeah, like I thought this guy would have been all like again they're trying to make it. Oh, he's like a coward. He hides behind his traps and all that. But like,
But he's not.
he's supposed to be insane. He should have like sword to you would have went like sword to sword with Jon. I think unless he was just more confident.
They couldn't do that is because they wanted Sansa to feed him to his wolves.
Yeah, but I guess they thought like because he was primarily using a bow earlier that like he should be a bowman and he was more confident with that, which I
Even
guess
though
is
they've-
fine. That's
They
fine,
have
I guess. It's
several
not the
shots
worst
making
things.
it clear that Ramsay is good at close combat too.
Well, sure. I'm just saying, like, it's fine if they want him to use a bow at the end. Like, it's not the worst
yeah, no,
thing.
it's whatever.
Like, he didn't get the worst of it, like by far. I think.
No. All right, next is this is the guy that we're always gonna forget. Don't rank him. Not worth ranking.
Missandei.
Missandei.
Oh God.
Her thing is literally just she's
The
really good in
last
the early seasons,
5
and then she kinda
seconds.
just
The
exists
last,
for a while.
literally, her last line ruins her character and nothing
Oh, yeah,
else.
she says Dracarys for some fucking reason.
Like, why do you want the city to burn? What's your motivation?
Okay. No, it's weird because like Missandei was just like the decline a lot of characters had, where they were interesting, and then once they ran out of dialogue to steal from the books, they got boring.
Yeah.
Like literally, the two most memorable things she says for me besides Dracarys in the later seasons are her and Dany, where she's like, Dany, you like Jon Snow. It's like, shut up, you grown adults. And then the one where she doesn't know what bastards are, even though I'm pretty sure she speaks like over 10 languages.
Yeah, I guess that's like not the worst thing though. Like, you
It's
you
just
already
goofy.
learn, like you learn a lot. Like you don't get everything from every language. Like that's fine, I think.
Mhm.
Also,
It's just- it's
sorry,
just
sorry. Very
refuse to
important thing, Mocha. This is gonna be this is gonna be your job for the whole stream. I can't go into the Discord to do the sound clip because I got the thing up in front of me. Play the best season ever sound clip whenever you feel it's appropriate.
Okay. Thank you. I'll promise to use this.
If I ever scream girl boss, please blow air horns if it's not too much
Okay.
trouble.
You got it, sir.
Hey, it's Ghost.
Ghost. Okay, Ghost is. They forgot to animate Ghost in season 8.
No, they didn't. They animate him standing, and then animate him standing, and then
And then he
animate him
ran once.
standing with wounds,
He
and
ran once.
he met Daenerys, like, Jon's wife, and they had a great
No, he
talk about, like,
didn't. No, he
no,
didn't.
why didn't they do that? That's the most obvious thing to do after the dragons. It's like, hey, I
No,
met
yeah, it's
I
weird
met
that
your fun
Daenerys-
animal companions. Now meet my animal companion.
It's also just Ghost didn't really like do. Also, Ghost wasn't really a part of the Battle of the Bastards either, which is also kind of weird.
Yeah, I know, it would have been like
Like,
the
why didn't he like
easiest thing.
why didn't he eat Ramsay's hounds?
Yeah, it would have been like the
Mm.
easiest like thing to do. Like, the symbolism, the
Yeah,
true
the
north.
Starks are taking back the Starks taking back Winterfell was shown by their house sigil defeating the hounds. That would have made sense.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right.
Hey, a good character.
It is a good character.
And he
he-
died good.
Yeah, he did. Do we want to actually talk about the people who stayed good, or is it just like there's too much to
Although
talk about
there's
the
not
bad
much to say
stuff?
about Maester Aemond. He's just a great old guy with a lot of fun with a
Interactions.
lot of fun old advice, and I like a lot of he has a lot of good foreshadowing too, like when he says there's nothing sadder in this, like something along the lines of like there's nothing sadder in this world than a lone Targaryen. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's talking about Jon. He's worried about Jon,
And also, it's like kind of talking about Daenerys. Woo.
and also himself. It's yeah, I like him. He's very good.
Yeah. He just bounces off a lot of characters really well. What do you want?
Oh no,
I'm in
he's
the
being
middle of
interrupted.
something.
All right, Mocha, Hey, Mocha, who do you think is gonna be like? So Tywin's definitely number one on like Glad You Died, right?
Oh, it's the end of the season 4, of course.
He's probably like the smartest character that
That's pretty
died
good.
before they got dumb, right?
I'd say so.
Yeah. So yeah, he's very important for that category.
It's pretty cool. So you guys probably won't hear that, but the recording definitely picked it up.
That's no, we didn't know what the hell. Hey, it's a child. Do you want to rank a child?
Yeah, let's rank a child. Now, like, she's probably one of the characters that wasn't ruined by D&D.
Because she was always very simple.
Yeah.
She's just a funny kid who wants to prove she's a good fighter.
I will say that I think it is really weird how, like, this kid's, like, talking down to all these adults and no one objects once.
Well, no, that's because she is the leader of a pretty
No,
big
like,
house.
that's true, but also, like, I imagine, like, you have all these, like, gruff, like, 40-somethings, and it's just like, what the fuck's this kid doing trying to tell me I'm
They
wrong?
would, like, I guess it's kind of like a lesser extent of how, like, no one besides Tywin would really talk down to Joffrey.
I mean, I guess so.
I do have one really funny complaint, Puff.
What?
So we saw the behind the episode thing where they're like, oh, she's the smallest character, so we wanted her to die fighting the biggest character, a giant, right?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about House Mormont?
What?
House Mormont has an association with bears. Her mom is called like the Big Bear, and her uncle, John's master, was called like the Old Bear.
Yeah.
They should have had her fight the stupid fucking zombie bear.
Oh my god! But no. Listen, dude. It was very important that the zombie bears stay in season 7. When Jon and his boys fought, it was very important to be exactly
they
there.
even though they admitted they tried to force it into like almost every season.
Why? Why do you?
No,
What would
it's
a
not even
zombie
that
polar
cool.
bear do in season 4? Like, what is it? Are the wildlings gonna be like trying to climb the wall and suddenly a zombie polar bear just starts rushing through their ranks?
Dude, it'd be sick. Okay. Or like Kyburn could make one. Oh no, Puff, we got a bad one.
Girl boss. Girl boss.
Wait.
Hold on. Oh, I'm fumbling.
Girl boss.
What?
What?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. No. See, you're fumbling too. Where's the? Oh wait, it's part of the. There we go.
No, best season ever, Mocha.
No, no.
Both.
he said-
No. Best season ever for whenever he feels appropriate. Air horns for girl
Oh, that's
boss.
for Girl Boss?
Yes. Or get down is fine too. That works. So anyway, she drank all the girl boss juice and no one was able to object to anything she did for 4 seasons. What a
It was
hero.
really cool. It was all
Not
Puff,
4
you know what's
seasons,
funny? This is
3
like a minor
seasons.
one. Puff, obviously, we all talk about how she blew up the Vatican and no one cares.
No, that was an accident. It was a tragic accident.
Even though Hot Pie somehow knows she did it,
Well, listen, like it's a
or it
tragic
was
accident, but
someone
no
did.
one believes her it's a tragic accident.
Maybe it wasn't Hot Pie.
But
Maybe it was
everyone
someone else
acts
who
like it's a
should not have known.
but everyone acts like it's a tragic accident.
Yeah. You know what else was? Puff, you know what's a funnier thing she did?
What?
Just put herself on the throne.
Dude, she was just such a girl boss. No one could say
She
no.
has no legal claim.
She was just such a girl boss, man. I mean, like, who could argue with her?
Pretty much anyone, really.
Man, it's so funny to think that if Stannis like just skipped Winterfell and just went straight to King's Landing, he would have just gotten the throne. Because
No,
he has the
it's
strongest
funny
claim then.
no, literally, after she blew up the Sept, Stannis would show up and say, "Hey, you guys don't have a rightful king. I'm the rightful king." And all of the poor people who just watched the Vatican blow up would be like, "Oh shit, it's the rightful king."
Damn, it's like our third last king's brother. Wow, that is a strong claim.
Just wow, just the guy who should have been king ever since Robert died.
Yeah, oh man, it just it's like that thing you said, like, you know, in season 7 and 8, it doesn't matter like what the argument is, as long as you own the other person, you just win and they can't object.
Yeah. Like when Jamie's like, "Cersei, we're gonna go fight the fucking dead. You don't want to help?" And instead of her pointing out that me not helping is the only way I could possibly win the war, all she says is, "Well, I plan to be part of the living." And it's like, you didn't make an argument, you just roasted him.
You know, it's like fake clever dialogue.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I know. But like,
Alright.
there's also like how she died and stuff. Like, I honestly like her being a supervillain is like super funny, and I like her interactions. But like, it is just like, how did no one defeat her 2 seasons ago? How did no one dethrone her 2 seasons ago? That's
And
literally
the fact
it.
that Jamie doesn't do anything about it, but that's a Jamie problem.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Jorah Mormont. He was good the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just John's cool master who kind of showed him like, opposed to Allister, who was like a racist maniac. Jor kind of showed John like the more good side of the wildlings, not the wildlings, the Night's Watcher. He's like, "Oh look," he's like, "Yeah, we'll move them as need be." Where
Yeah.
it's just like, "Oh, he's just a good guy who kind of shows like the honor and nobility," but also he admits that the Night's Watch have to give in and succumb to evil because he works with Craster, even though Craster's the incest king.
Well, listen, the
Um,
incest king has a lot of food, so like, you know, we kind of have to,
Yeah.
you know what I
And
mean?
because, but then the irony of that is he dies because people just take that idea further. He's like, "You're right. This guy does have food. We're gonna kill you and take all his food."
There was a more
Well,
smart type of evil.
what was his name? He was a fucking legend. Carl
Oh.
fucking Tanner.
Oh yeah, Carl Tanner.
Hey Puff, we have the girls almost as bad.
Yikes.
No,
What?
they go also bottom left. They are horrendous.
Yeah.
Best season ever.
Yeah,
They
you go.
they weren't really a season 8 problem though, so I don't think that's appropriate.
No, but
I'm
D&D are still
fumbling.
no, Puff, but it was still done by them.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah.
No,
It just
Puff, they aren't like this in the
Probably.
books. Not to shock you, Puff, they are nothing like this in the books.
Oh yeah, no, I believe you.
No, so just them just being kind of boring and like comedically evil, and also they can teleport.
Also, you know, like one of them just wanted to have sexy time with Braun, and you know, it was so important that we have those scenes where she just wanted to have sexy time with Braun.
Yes,
the
because
subplot that
Braun is a
meant
very
nothing.
important character who needs a lot of scenes to develop him.
I remember like the line the line that convinced me that this is all original material was when the mom said, "Will you side with me and choose war, or side with your father and choose peace?" It's like, that's so lame.
There's no Puff. You know what happens in the books?
What?
In the books, not them, but another one of the like hit the actual king's daughter instead, and he presumably tells them off screen too. Is that basically everyone's like, "You're a bitch. You don't want to fight. You don't want to fight King's Landing. What's wrong with you?" And then he's like, "Hey, you want to know a secret?" And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Dude, I've had a deal to marry you guys off to the Targaryens when they come back for a while now. We're fucking fine.
That is so cool.
Yeah, because he's not a dumbass.
That is so cool. Oh my god. I cannot wait to read the books when he finishes it in 10 years.
He's not a fucking idiot. All right. Well, oh, dude, it's Edmund Tully.
Alright, there's really nothing much to say other than he's a fun
He
little.
didn't get that ruined. It was the worst thing is just when Sansa just shits on him for no reason.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
King's thing. Because besides that, he's just like his main thing is basically just to have good dialogue with other characters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just like, okay, we need a fumbling Northman for people to own when Rob's doing his thing.
Or just good or just even good dialogue, like where he just like shits on Jamie for like 3 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. He's just there to have good dialogue.
Yeah.
All right, Jojen. He was fun.
Yeah. He he died perfectly fine.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, you could point out it's a little funny how insanely brutal his death was.
But dude, that's part of the fun, man. I mean, like when you're on the other side with someone,
like top 5 most brutal deaths. It's a little funny. Oh, Puff, you know what's fun about him in the books?
What's fun about him?
In the books, it's implied that the three-eyed crow Raven turned him into paste and then fed him to Bran.
Ew.
Wow.
That's implied.
So that was
So,
just
like,
part of the
awaken
vision
Bran's
quest.
magic powers.
Awesome. Sick.
Yeah.
I love how we're keeping the center so solid because like
we haven't gone to these extremes
the main
yet.
characters, like two of them are right here. They'll come soon. Okay, his
that's
sister.
his sister, who I actually think she stayed good pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, like they didn't do anything wrong with her.
I do think it's funny how
she did her job.
Went insane in the cave faster than Bran did, even though Bran was time traveling.
Well, I guess with Bran, it's like he's having fun learning.
Whereas
stuff.
all she had to talk to were some weird elves and a Hodor.
Yeah. All right, Draconis, or is it not Draconis? Is that one of the other ones?
No, that's not Drogon. That's Mocha. That's that's Rhaegar. That's Rhaegal.
Okay. Should
that's
we even
get surprise attacked? We don't have to rank.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
That's Barristan Selmy.
Yeah, is that Sam's dad, right?
No. Is that Sam's dad? Mocha, am I dumb? Is that Barristan?
Barristan.
Okay, so no, that's the night guy that Joffrey got rid of, and then he went to work for Daenerys.
Oh, okay.
So he had the extremely fucking lame death in the hallway.
Yeah, but like knowing like why they did that is like stupid. Like they literally just like we want to kill him off because the actor was getting all uppity.
No, but also I think his death is just kind of weird in general because like how he was supposed to be like Dany's like one of her more moral advisors, and also he worked for the Mad King, so like seeing her become the Mad Queen would have been important for him. But instead, he's just like dies in a hallway.
Yeah, if they knew, they claimed to know that it was gonna end with Dany like turning evil at the end. Then like, why didn't you have like this be part of her heel turn? Like, oh no, I lost my conscience, my voice of good reason. Yeah,
I put him a bit more to the left because I feel like they did hurt him more.
The thing is, like, I think they hurt him a lot when you consider like why they did it and like stuff. But like when it's just like watching the show, it's just like, all right, it's just like a guy who like on Daenerys' side.
He's basically just a nothing character in the show because they don't do anything.
Yeah, just a nothing.
He was just a cool knight who didn't do anything because they forgot to.
Knowing why they did it is like that's fucking stupid.
Well, knowing why is infuriating.
No.
It's the mountain.
Hey, he's just fine. He's just fine. He's just fine, I think.
Yeah. He served his purpose perfectly, even in the late seasons, because he's just a zombie. I mean, the part where he still has enough consciousness to want to fight the Hound is a little goofy, but besides that,
no, literally like that because he A can't speak and B has no like conscience. The two main problems they have is just erased now because they can't give him any stupid dialogue and they can't like be like, oh, why did he do this thing or why did he do a dumb thing? No, he has no autonomy. He can only do what he's told.
Yeah, like when it comes to his stupid dumb fight with the Hound, I'm a lot more mad at the Hound's character than I am the Mountain's character because the Mountain's a fucking zombie.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There she is.
Oh,
there's our girl.
Are we gonna? Yeah.
There's our girl. There's our girl.
God. No, her God, it is actually fucking insane what they
Oh
did to
god.
Daenerys.
Oh my god. And the thing is, like, it's
She
only
was my favorite character in like 2 of the early seasons.
no, yeah, yeah, it's easy to see why. And ouch. Oh, what
They,
were they
no, it's
thinking?
really funny that they supposedly always knew they were gonna have her heel turn, and then they literally forgot to give her like an actual justification.
No, 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 dude. She killed slave owners. That was like the bad foreshadowing, is that she killed slave owners, and there's a slippery slope between killing slave owners and killing innocent civilians unprovoked.
That is a really good point. Thank you, Mocha. That was a really good point. Also,
Oh,
just the
dude, I
also just like
read like this.
her in her cuck chair during the party after the long night.
It's like, oh, she's jealous of Jon because Jon's the hometown hero of Winterfell, and she's not as popular as the hometown hero.
What's
And
funny is it's not even hometown hero because the people that were jerking Jon off weren't even like people of Winterfell. It was the wildlings who he saved from extinction.
I read like this magazine like expert of like Daenerys' actor, and when she found out what her final lines would be in the final season, like she got the script for it, and
Oh, her
she
making
like
her crazy eyes.
yeah, and she like had like this existential, like she was awake, and like she went out for like a 5-hour walk trying to figure out how she was going to act and perform this because she was
And she did it
unsure.
somehow.
I know, like she was so unsure of what to do. It was just like because this was totally out of character for the character she's been acting for 5 years now. It's like, shit, man. What would? Why would they like if they want to make the Dragon Lady the villain? That's not a terrible idea, but it's so unearned and literally comes out of nowhere. It would be like if like I don't know, like it would be like if Zoro literally tried to kill Luffy at the end of One Piece, like you know that whole joke about he'll hunt the Pirate King because
What's
he's the
funny
pirate
is
hunter.
I've told you this. In the books, she probably will, but there'll actually be like a million reasons to justify it.
Oh yeah, no, like just knowing Young Griff is a thing, it's like okay, already this guy's a stronger claim to the throne than girl boss Cersei here. So he's gonna like boot her out, he'll be in, and then like she'll have to like with force take the throne from him. And he might be a chill guy, he might be an okay ruler, but if she wants the throne bad enough, she might do something evil and stupid to get it. Like, I
Yeah.
could believe that. But here it's literally like, there's no reason for you to torch these people. They've done nothing to you. You have no motivation to do this other than you're kind of sad your
Also,
friend
just
died, I guess.
other small things, Puff, like her god awful romance with John.
Ugh.
We're quite
Uh,
literally, as they said,
Ire
it's not
brought
about
fire and
her
ice
action.
together.
No, but Puff, remember, it's not about anything they do or say. It's about them being in a small cave together.
Yeah, when you put
Fuck.
when you put two attractive people together, people will just ship them. It's true. It's absolutely true.
It's so funny is like the ship is logical in the sense that like basically every book reader agrees that John and Daenerys are probably gonna get together in the books.
Literally, it's a song of ice and fire. She's the fire, he's the ice. They're gonna get together at some
it's
point,
infuriating.
or at the very least, their
Oh, no,
stories
Puff.
are gonna intersect in a major way.
Hey, Puff, do you see who's next?
I see who's next. I see
Go
who's
grab that
fucking
man.
next. I see
Hey,
who's
somebody
next.
equally, yeah, I'd say he was better.
Okay,
than Cersei
no,
and
honestly, like
equally-
I think he got less ruined
It
than
looks like
Cersei.
say Cersei stuff.
I think Cersei will like get a little lesser because at least she's fun. Like she's still fun from beginning to
Oh,
end. Like
Tyrion's just the Puff. I remember Chas told you this. Bearded Tyrion is cursed because you can directly associate the beard with when he stopped being a good character.
I wouldn't say quite that because like as soon as he gets out of the crate, he has the beard on, right? So like I think it's
Yes,
like
and I
in
fucking hate
in
all
that
of it.
specific scene, I think he's still good.
Oh,
but
he does throw up, which is very funny.
yeah, but like after that, you're totally right. You're totally true.
No,
Oh my
because
God.
it's just like basically the second he gets to Marine, he's just the dumbest man alive, which is like I get he's not good at handling foreign affairs, but also he's comedically incompetent. He convinced Daenerys to make him way too important considering she knows him as the brother of the guy who killed her dad.
Like yeah, he's done nothing to earn the title Hand of the Queen, and then like
And then he does nothing to keep it because he makes nothing but mistakes.
I know, like, and like they're trying to make like Tyrion's supposed to be like this really smart dude, and he just keeps fucking up, and it's just like it's
Also
frustrating.
just
And,
him,
like
him becoming the bleeding heart of the series.
Oh no, the bloodshed, the fire, the scary dragon. Are we the bad guys? Are we the
No,
bad guys because we're using
what's funny
dragons?
is you could almost bullshit him not wanting to kill Cersei because maybe he feels bad about Tywin, but you can't bullshit him suddenly not liking war. The last time we saw Tyrion involved in war was the Blackwater, where he burned a bunch of people alive and was
I
like, "I'm a badass." And
know.
then Marine, where Marine ends with Dario and the Dothraki mowing down the slave owners, and Tyrion's like, "All right, we won. Let's head off." And
No,
then he lands in Westeros, and all of a sudden it's like, "Oh no, war, fire, killing guys with fire. That's not okay."
I don't like if they wanted to like hate the dragons, like shouldn't they have gone with the angle of the dragons will sometimes eat people, like some like randomly sometimes, to feed themselves?
Or
Wouldn't
just like
that be
have
the
Drogon go rogue a little more often.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like, at
You
the
know what's
same
an
time,
easy one, Puff? You know what's an easy one?
what's an easy one?
Have Braun fucking die on that battlefield.
Oh yeah, that would get him to react.
Kill Braun!
It'd be like, oh no, my friend. But like, even then, that'd be stupid because it's just like him making a completely emotional decision and not a logical
But at
one.
least it would give him like something.
It
Because
would
what
give him
Tyrion says in
something.
later seasons is like, or not Tyrion, no, it's the fucking what D&D say Tyrion's thinking. Is that, oh, we're ignoring the people who are actually experiencing the unforeseen repercussions of battle. And it's like, Tyrion, you just saw someone you actually care about die in battle. Now do you kind of understand how fucked it is? Yeah, especially if, I don't know, Braun died like a painful death, like the dragon fire like was painful as shit or something.
Yeah.
Dumb. All right.
It was terrible. Also, this is one thing we talked about is that like if you wanted Daenerys's like if you wanted to foreshadow Daenerys's heel turn or have it happen like or build up to it, then it should have been against the Sons of the Harpy, where it's like, all right, these people resist change. They don't want progress. They don't want to free people. So maybe I have to use force to make it happen. But no, she's a good person coming out of that subplot. So it's like, where's it come? Where's it so stupid? Oh my god.
Yeah, like have the Sons of the Harpy, I don't know, like kill or like maim one of her dragons, and then that makes her fucking snap.
They're not even just the dragons. Have them like just. It could have been like you could have used like this
Have
guy's
her
death.
like Barristan, so when they kill Barristan, she's more mad.
Yeah. So dumb. They so dumb. I can never stand when these two are in a room together because then just like, but the queen, that's not a good idea. It's like, but you've been wrong about everything because the
They're
writers
both
are stupid. I
because
know.
it's Tyrion being a dumbass, and then Daenerys saying, "You're an idiot, and I should never trust you." Anyway, what's your plan?
It's so terrible.
God. Okay.
Uh,
I don't know who that is.
oh, that's the
Nuts.
jailkeeper. That's the jailkeeper.
Oh,
From...
I don't give a shit about the
All right.
Jailkeeper. Sansa.
I'm
Oh,
a
she's
bitch.
also very
I'm
fucking
a
bad.
lover. I'm a I'm a
What makes
mother.
Sansa
I'm a
funnier is
sinner.
that
I'm a winner.
she, I think, like drank potentially the most dumb juice, but they keep calling her the smartest person alive.
I think like the direction they took her character was perfectly fine and like good. It just they went about in the dumbest way possible.
Like scene by scene, she's a fucking idiot.
No, like she's a nightmare to watch. I can't. And that's
She's
the
also
thing.
just
These are
painful
all
because,
good
like-
actors. They're all good actors. So I don't want to say they're a nightmare to watch, but I have to because they say the dumbest fucking dialogue and do the dumbest things.
Or just the fact that like every woman post season 6 is just like
Catty as
for
fuck.
No fucking reason.
Just catty.
It's
Every
weird.
time two women talk to one another, it's like they're just being catty. Oh my god.
It's so fucking weird to
The
do.
second she sees Daenerys, is just like, what does this fucking bitch doing here, huh? What'd you bring this
Yeah,
bitch
which
into our
is
house,
like,
John?
if you don't like it's weird how she's able to like hide her hatred of Littlefinger until she has power over him, but she can't hide her hatred of Dany, even though Dany has 3 fucking dragons mounted at her home.
It's like this is the stupid thing about season 8 is that like a dozen characters all individually develop the hunch that Daenerys is gonna turn evil in a few years for no reason.
For no reason.
Oh, no reason. It's like, oh, but like she killed Varys. It's like because Varys was planning to poison her. That's treason. That's supposed to be a serious
And was
crime in
also
the setting.
just like trying to overthrow her with Jon.
Yeah, and then
He
like
told Jon he was doing that.
and the one time she like went against Varys's wishes was to help Jon, to save Jon. So what's the motivation for him suddenly jumping ship to Jon?
I don't know. Or just the other thing with Sansa is like her. I think in the books she will outsmart Littlefinger and kill him or like get him killed. The problem in the show is she doesn't outsmart him. Littlefinger just becomes a dumbass.
He does. He just like banks on the fact that like Sansa's in love with me. I romanced her so bad she can never betray
Even though
me.
Bran basically told Littlefinger that he's omniscient, and Littlefinger's like, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that.
Like it'd be one thing if he was like skeptical of that fact, because it's like, oh, okay, really, this guy just
But
came from the
Bran
woods and he's
proved
omniscient.
it to him.
Yeah, he did. He
He
did.
told him something that only other so like literally the two options are either A, Bran's omniscient, or B, Varys told Bran. And if Varys is telling Bran shit, that should also scare the shit out of Littlefinger.
Oh my god.
So
Poor
no,
Sansa.
nonsense.
Or and also the whole thing about her and Arya, like, oh, they might kill each other, says the directors. You might believe it, because you might. No one believed it for a second. Nobody. You can't convince me of that. Maybe if a fucking 6-year-old who like was watching the show for the first time and skipped all the way to season 7 because that's what their parents were watching at the time, maybe he'd believe it. Maybe someone who's never seen the show would believe it. That's the guy who killed
That's
Craster.
Carl fucking Tanner.
Yeah, he's just he's fine. He's good.
He's
Fun.
he's just a cartoon villain, and I love him.
Yeah, he's just a fine mini boss for Jon.
Yeah, no, and I love his dialogue where he says, "I'm Carl fucking Tanner. I'm a fucking legend." I love it.
Yeah, and you know it's kind of to see like like Jon. The whole thing is about integrity and honor. That's the whole Stark's thing. And he's like, but that's like, there's no point to do that in battle. And Jon just learns that there. That's a fun little thing. That's a neat little addition.
Yeah, no, I like Carl Tanner. He's funny.
Like, oh,
He's
you
a
can
funny
still have
mini-boss.
integrity while still like stabbing your opponent in the back because war is war and yada yada.
Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah.
He's an awesome mini boss.
Also, as I'm aware, he's supposed to be like just in the show, right? Just a show character.
No, there is still the mutiny in Craster's Keep, but in the show, the guys who do the mutiny aren't a big deal, and also Jon doesn't go kill them. Cold Hands shows up and fucking nukes the place.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Barrick Dondarrion.
I don't think he got ruined. Really, it's just that like they didn't do anything with him.
He was also that good to begin with. He was just like a guy. Like I don't like him more than Ramsay.
Yeah, like the problem is that like it's just like they were obviously building towards something with him, but the showrunner, like Dave and Dan just didn't know what to do with him, so they just had him fight zombies and that's it. So he's just a nothing character. So they didn't necessarily ruin him, but they didn't give him the payoff that was due.
It's the same as Benjen. They just didn't do anything with him.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. Him and Benjen are also both zombie. Like they really don't do anything with him. He just has like this really interesting mindset and power. And then his healer dies, and then he dies doing a Jesus pose. Like literally, the best thing about him in the late seasons is just the sheer glee he gets out of forcing the Hound to socialize.
Yeah, or like just the fact that they have a guy with like a fire, so that's a cool effect for your dumb action. I like that. It makes this more bearable. It makes that stupid fucking episode more bearable.
Oh no, it's Sam's. I don't care about the wolf. It's Sam's fucking dad.
Oh, yeah. It's just the thing where, like, he's fine if you forget that he's a Targaryen loyalist.
Targaryen loyalist.
Yeah, if you forget that, he's perfectly fine.
Well,
but, like,
also,
there wasn't really a build-up towards his whole...
because when Sam takes his sword and says he can bloody well try and take it back, and then that plot point doesn't matter because Daenerys fucking melts him, which could be an interesting development. But the end of the Sam Daenerys development is just him crying, rightfully, and then being like, Jon, I hate your girlfriend.
And, like, after the whole, like, stealing the sword thing, I'm like, oh, what's this gonna lead to? It didn't lead to anything.
Nothing. Yeah, it sucks.
No.
Also, just the fact that he doesn't, like, immediately kill Sam and Gilly on the spot does not make sense.
Yeah. All right, Eddie?
Ed. I like Ed.
Ed's just fine. They just don't do anything with him after the show gets bad. So like
after the show gets bad, the most Ed gets is the really funny line where he forgets he's in charge.
All right, I'm the Lord Commander.
He's like, yeah, close the bloody gate.
I really love this. This is like the best scene in all of season 8 is the one where like Jon sees him. He's like, oh, I want to reunite with my friend. And then like he just gets bumped out of the way by
him.
Yeah. Yeah, the best scene.
That's a great scene.
The best scene in season 8 without a doubt.
Davos goes to shit.
Oh no. Okay. Davos was one of my favorite characters. And
he was a fan favorite. That's why they kept him around so long.
It's just like, all right, like I can kind of see what you're trying to do with him, but like, what's his initial motivation for just latching onto Jon? There's really nothing, but he becomes Jon's right-hand man for no reason, and like that could be fun because like I don't hate it when they interact, but like, what's keeping him there? Like, why do you just suddenly want to bring Jon back to life? Like, it would be one thing.
then-
It would be one thing if like he didn't know Manus was dead. Or sorry, I mean Stannis. Yes, if he didn't know Stannis, the Manus was dead, so he'd be like, all right, Stannis' last order was to get this guy on his side. I gotta do it. But even then, that would have been dumb because like, why would he resort to black magic, which he hates, to do that?
Yeah.
So
And
like,
on top
if
of
you
that-
want, like again, like it's like I can see why like him asking for black magic would be like a thing for him to eventually do because like it's like, oh, he has to go back on like what his beliefs or reevaluate them. But like, if you wanted to push him to that, either have him try and revive Stannis the Manus or Stannis the Manus' daughter, whom he cared about a lot.
No, I think it's hilarious that after Jon gets revived, he doesn't think, oh wait, we should have her revive Stannis. That doesn't even cross his fucking mind.
No, or like even
Also,
the
other terrible thing with him is he holds no grudge against Tyrion for blowing up his son.
I know. Oh my god! It's like, what are you doing? You finally have the opportunity to do something with him.
Off again.
I think he's talking into his hands.
I'm talking into my hands. Yes, I'm talking into my hands. Oh, you finally have the opportunity to do something with him, and you don't do anything other than have him acknowledge, "Hey, you killed my son." That's it. That's the end of the subplot. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. That's all he has to say. Like, really? Like this incredibly like soft, kind-hearted man who loves children a lot and like. And I imagine his own son would be at the top of that list right next to the fucking daughter. It's like he doesn't even care anymore. It's like everyone past season 7 is just a caricature of who they were 2 seasons ago or like 3 seasons ago.
It's so bad. No, literally, it's just he's a fan favorite, so they stuck him next to Jon so he'd get a lot of screen time. But they didn't think of anything beyond that.
I hate it. I hate them.
Alright,
I hate
who's
Dan and
next?
Dave so much. I hate D&D. D&D's the worst. We're never doing D&D again.
I don't care about that. I don't care. Who
Oh,
we
it's
do
lady.
next?
Is that lady? Is that lady?
That's Lady. Do we have to rank Lady? I kind of don't care about the wolf.
She's in. She's in. She's in.
All
It's
right,
too
I guess what are we gonna be
It's
the
too
wolf
late.
that she's the most happy she died?
Hold on. Goodbye, Dad. I'm gonna miss you.
Even though Great Wind had the best wolf death, of course. Look, don't you have the theory that Rob died twice in the books because of Grey Wind? I fucking love that theory.
Very funny.
Buff, you want to know a really funny theory that people have for both Ned and Rob?
Oh, what's that?
So in the show, Buff, you know how this is most of the thing in the books, but it's kind of implied in the show. A lot of Starks can warg, of course, right?
Yeah, into their wolves, right?
And it's commonly believed that when Jon died in the books, he's gonna warg into a ghost.
Yeah, because like
So
that
do
was
you know
supposed to be
what-
like his last line before he died, or it was
So
ghost.
do you want to know what the really funny ideas in the books are?
What that
One-
Rob died twice because after getting stabbed in the gut, he warged into his wolf and then got shot by a
Yeah.
crossbow.
But that's only in the books, because in the show, Grey Wind dies first.
Okay.
Which is hilarious to imagine. And then they also say that for Ned, but for Ned it's funnier, Puff. Remember that there was a bird that was following Arya that she killed and ate? People are like, yo, that bird's Ned. He warged
That
into
would
the
have been
bird.
hilarious. He's like, oh, I've given a second life and I will follow and watch over my death. Oh no, Arya, what are you doing? Ah!
Okay, yeah, no, that one's awesome. All right, I don't care about her.
Oh, well, she's in anyway. Oh well.
Oh well,
She wasn't
Just-
ruined by anything. She's just like a
she's
minor
just
character.
Ramsay's evil girlfriend.
Yeah, Ramsay's evil
Hey,
girlfriend.
it's Balon Greyjoy.
I don't think they did anything wrong with him. It was just kind of misuse because they killed him for Euron. So like,
And also, because a lot of the Iron Island stuff is cut, he doesn't really do anything. Like, he essentially survives the War of Five Kings by not participating.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I don't know where to put the mountain. Okay.
yeah, Balon's just like, he was just a good actor who didn't really do anything.
Yeah. I really wish he was like the final villain instead of Euron because it's just like Theon's still his son, so Theon already has a better dynamic with him than with Euron because
No,
fuck all
but
happens
then,
between
but
them.
then he can't. but then he can't talk about his big cock and a finger in the bum, and he can't sword fight Jamie on the
Well, like,
coast.
why can't you just have him be his right hand man? Then, like, oh, I'm the uncle, or like, I'm back. Oh, I'm gonna be his right hand man. So just he can make the dick jokes, and then you also have this guy here to do interesting
What's
stuff and
funny
be a
is
good
that would be
actor.
better solely because what's funny is obviously anyone who likes the books would hate that because book Euron's so awesome, but that is still a better alternative to the Euron we got.
Yeah, no, I think that is because then it's like you have your dick jokes, and then you have the good actor who's real scary and is intimidating and stuff. So at least you could take him seriously as like a big, huge threat alongside Cersei instead of Dick
yeah.
Joke McGee. Like, if you
Do
want
we
Dick Joke
wanna-
McGee, that's fine. But if all you have is Dick Joke McGee,
Do we want to do the leader of the Reach? I don't really
no,
care about him.
no.
Brienne, oh Brienne, you went to shit.
Okay, it's like not like completely ruined because at least they give like almost a good scene with her.
She had her knighting, which was a good scene. She rewrote Jamie's book, which is in theory a good idea.
Yeah, and but just like again, like general direction for the most part is good and fine. It's just execution was terrible with everything, like everything else.
The three worst Brienne scenes in the later seasons, four. One is obviously the big one is when she abandons protecting Sansa to kill Stannis and doesn't get punished for it.
Yeah, I
from
know.
the narrative.
I could have sworn there was like, oh, okay, Sansa's gonna escape without Theon, then she'll have to like chase him down and get her. Maybe like Brienne will like get some setback here, like Ramsay captures her here because she went to the battlefield or something or other. But nothing happens, and it's just she meets with Sansa like the next episode.
She just doesn't get punished for picking revenge over loyalty. She just gets both.
Dude, did you know that themes are for grade 8?
Eighth grade book reports.
Eighth grade book reports. So yeah.
The
stupid.
three other bad Brienne scenes. The next one is just the one where she vouches for Jamie, which is theoretically a good idea, but it's so funny that she's vouching for Jamie to Daenerys, who doesn't know who the fuck she is.
I know it's weird. It's just like like I remember her opening was like, "Your Grace, you don't know me very well,"
but she literally doesn't know you.
No.
The next one is just the fact that her final scene before rewriting Jamie's book is just crying naked because he fucked her and then went to go fuck his sister instead.
Everyone just wants to want to fuck someone in the lot. Like
awful.
what they did with Tyrion wanting to fuck Daenerys was stupid.
Oh, was
it came
insane
out of
reveal.
nowhere. Out of nowhere. Why did they include that? Why? Why the
and then the last really bad
best
Brienne
season
scene,
ever.
The last really bad Brienne scene is just the fact that she gets a vote at the fucking final king meeting.
It's like, who are you? Who are you?
No,
I remember,
dude,
I remember Davos.
Renly
I
or
remember
something.
Davos was like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I get a vote, but it's like, what?
And then
Who
right
gets a
after,
vote?
Brienne votes.
Who gets
It's
a
like,
vote?
neither of you should get a vote.
Why does Winterfell get 3 votes? Why does Winterfell get 3 votes? Why?
What's funny is you could say Winterfell essentially gets 5 because Brienne is Sansa's knight and Davos is loyal to Jon.
It's so stupid. It was so stupid.
Actually, they get 6 votes because Sam is also loyal to Jon.
Oh, another thing we didn't bring up with Tyrion is there's what's more powerful than a good story? Oh, this is how we'll choose our king. It was a good story, and I think Bram,
Tyrion's on
who
trial
I have not
for,
seen for 7 seasons, has the best story.
It's so funny that Tyrion's on trial for betraying his queen. And first of all, the people judging him, half of them hate his queen, so bad audience. Secondly, he, while on trial, declares how all kings of Westeros will be decided from henceforth. And everyone's like, yeah, okay.
It's like, what the?
Yeah, okay.
What? It's so dumb. It's
Alright,
so dumb.
no, Ned, oh my god,
it's a good character. He died
so
season
glad
1.
he
Died
died.
in
I'm
season
so
1.
glad he
Died
died.
as far away from the bad stuff as you can. Oh, so good. He's really good
Died
too.
Perfect. Nothing bad happened to Ned.
I know, just like the whole thing,
Nothing
like,
bad
okay,
happened.
he is he's like, like they always say, like, it's bad whenever Stark goes south because in the south people just backstab each other for power, and like, someone with integrity and who's very honest doesn't do well in a place like King's Landing where everyone's a fucking liar. So it's like, oh no, he like, because he died for his honor and yada yada and all that. But like, as shown throughout the show and like through his kids, or at least like the show should have shown through his kids was
They
that
did
like
with Rob mostly.
was that having integrity is good for the long run, just not the short run. Because in the short run, backstabbing will get you on the throne until the next guy backstabs you, and then like you got on the throne for like 2 months. Good job, bro. Good for you. But like to be a good leader that people trust for long term, because the North has that line, the North remembers.
The point is basically you need integrity, but also allies. Ned died because he lost all his fucking allies.
Yeah. It's just like the North remembers, so like having integrity is good for ruling in the long run. It just won't get you on the throne in the short term, which is like where a big conflict between the North
Also,
and South.
Ned is the better example of a guy who doesn't want it.
Yeah, because he trusts his friend will do a good enough job, even though he's wrong. But
and then Rob dies, and Ned is like pretty reluctant to take up the throne, but he's like, "Well, I can't let Joffrey do it." That's an actual toddler.
Oh man,
All
it's so
right,
nice.
who's
It
next?
was nice talking about how the show was good for a minute.
Dude, Ned fucking raw. All right,
Mhm.
then there's
Is
him.
that the Sparrow?
He was fine.
Is that the Sparrow?
No, that's the no. Why?
Oh,
He
the
has hair.
woodcut, the woodcutter, the woodcutter.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's good. He didn't get.
Just the only funny thing about him is that he's supposed to be the Hound's closest friend, even though all he and the Hound did was he made fun of the Hound for losing to a girl and then he died.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
like
but it was just a fine role done by a guy who's good at acting. So
yeah, he has nothing to fault.
no.
All right.
Next is do we want to do that? That was just
No,
one
I
of the
don't. The
ministers.
prince. Who gives
I
a
don't
fuck?
want to do him. He was a non-character.
All right. This is supposed to be the mercenary who like works for Daenerys, right? Because like
No,
he has
we'll get
two
to him.
actors.
No, we'll
He
get
has
to
two actors though. So are you sure?
No, but that's neither of the actor. I'm a genius. We'll get to
Okay.
him.
Okay. Who is he?
That's if you remember him on the right. Mocha, is that is what?
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay. Mocha, to the right of the guy Puffs over, is that the wildling who can
That's the
skin
wild.
change,
That's
or
the
is that
wildling.
the crow who can skin change?
That's the wildling who hated Jon and got cucked by him.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
He's just
Isn't
fine.
he,
Fine. Good.
isn't he a warger?
He's a warger.
No,
Yeah, I think so.
Mocha,
Yeah.
I was asking because you know how we have both the wildling warg that John kills, but also the crow warg that John kills.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember which one he was.
he's the wildling one.
Yeah, he looks like a wildling. All right. Oh no.
No.
She's so bad. She's so
Oh
bad.
no. Oh, not Arya.
She's so ass.
Not Arya. Oh no. Oh.
It's so funny that she does not mercenary. She does stealthy assassin training, and then that turns her into a warrior god.
Yeah, you learn how to fight blind, then suddenly you could fight off 30,000 people at once.
You learn how to fight blind with a stick, and now you're better at swordsmanship than Brienne of Tarth.
Oh my god.
Also, just harassing Gendry into a big stick, or also just the fact that, like, you know what's funny?
Well, that just talks like a Lannister by the final season.
Oh, you mean the one where quite literally she has the line with Jon, where Jon's like, if you only trust people you grow up with, you won't make many allies. And then Arya says, I don't need many allies. And in the
That's
scene,
literally
the
what
siblings
Cersei
are
would
treated-
say.
That is. What's funny is in the scene, the Starks lecturing Jon are treated as correct because they're telling him that Daenerys sucks.
And Daenerys is gonna nuke King's Landing in an episode, so of course they're right. The show is saying that they're right. But even though they're talking exactly like the Lannisters. Literally, like half the lines Arya says could be straight out of Cersei's mouth. Like when Cersei says, like, to Joffrey in season 1, like, oh, anyone who's not in this room is an enemy. And it's like, yeah, absolutely. It's almost like you forgot how these two families are supposed to differentiate from each other. What are you thinking, Arya? What happened, Arya? What are you doing, Arya?
Puff, and the other thing with her is because they ruined her in like a million ways. The other way they ruined her is that the Hound is supposed to show her that revenge is not the way, despite the fact that she's way farther down the path of revenge than the Hound is.
And not a single consequence to be seen. She just kills a whole house of people.
After she genocides an entire house, presumably including children, no one even brings up that every Frey died.
It's so dumb.
Like, she is way far... Oh, just another awkward one, Puff? So you know how she rejects Gendry because she's like, "Ooh, I am death," blah blah blah, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And then she becomes Arya again, and then goes sailing, right?
Yeah.
That means at the end of the day, she literally used Gendry for sex, and a weapon, and then told him to fuck off.
So bad. Like on one hand, I kind of want
Despite the
to.
fact that when her and Gendry left each other, the final thing she said to him is, "I can be your family."
What a great show. What a great show.
I know.
The thing is, on one hand, I want to slide her down just a bit, just because like season 6 treats her perfectly fine. Like, like she like
if you ignore the part where she's fucking immortal.
yeah, no, if you ignore the fact that she got stabbed 18 times, fell in the river, and like survived, like that, you get past that, then like what happens in there with like the actress lady and like her hiding her sword in the rocks, then taking it out at the end of the season, like that's good, that's fine, that's honestly probably the best thing in season 6.
I mean, the problem with that is also just the House of Black and White makes no fucking sense because they try so hard to be mysterious that they contradict themselves like 18 times.
Yeah, okay, like yeah, I know, like sure, like yeah, yeah, like I'll give you that, but still, I
put
think
her all the also no Puff. She has to go all the way to the left because she killed the Night King.
you're. Oh, I forgot! I completely forgot she did that. Holy, why are you? Why are you? Like, why Dave and Dan? Why'd you choose Arya? Well, we thought it would be a fun surprise because she was the last person we thought of, so it would surprise the audience if it was Arya, because no one fucking thought it would be Arya, and no one would care if it was Arya. So, like, the fact that Arya is a big show, no one, it doesn't mean anything anymore, because a character that had nothing to do with the other character killed that character.
Best season ever!
Thank you, Mocha.
No, like quite literally, it's just she's death and she killed the guy who represents death, whatever the fuck. Except
Good
no,
for her.
that's dog shit because she's never had anything to do with the whites, and in fact, leading up to the fight with the whites, the only thing she has to say about them is how hard are they to kill Gendry, and Gendry's like, I don't know, just kill him, I guess. What?
You know what would have been the perfect way to end Arya's character?
What?
You want? Yeah, you've told me it's very.
Yeah. They should have had her wolf eat her in the beginning of season 7.
And Miria just fucking eats her.
Yeah, no, because the symbolism of like, oh, she fell out of the system, went into the wild, and became the most dangerous Stark, and so her wolf becomes this big, giant, dangerous alpha wolf leading a pack in the wild, and then because she became a bloodthirsty beast that lives for revenge now, who killed a whole house of people and didn't get any consequences, then her hound her wolf, who is now just a bloodthirsty wild beast, would then eat her because it'd be something. It'd be
funny.
Yeah.
Puff,
It'd have some amount of narrative irony in there.
No, Puff, I still think my favorite thing we learned from the post-episode things is we assumed the symbolism was like, oh, the wolf, just like Arya, found her family and is happy again, so Arya needs to re-find her family again. But then we watched the fucking episode extras and we learned that that was supposed to mirror Ned trying to tame Arya because Arya tried to tame her wolf. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That I remember when I watched episode 1 like years ago before I actually started the show. Like a friend showed it to me, and like in the middle of the episode, it was like, oh yeah, all the Stark kids are getting wolves. Are they gonna reflect like something about the characters, like maybe like how each wolf dies foreshadows how each of the Starks will die or something like that? And then he was like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like what? And then like I was like, oh, okay, I guess, and like, okay, I guess they don't do something with it. And then at the end of the season, I was like, wait a second, they're doing that. Arya killed her wolf to appease Joffrey.
Oh, Sansa
that means,
did.
sorry,
then,
Sansa did.
And then
That
Arya
means
freed
something.
Her wolf because Arya doesn't fit modern expectations. She
That
needs
means
to be free
something.
and wild.
That means something. Ghost stays in the north because Jon belongs in the north. That means something.
And then Direwolf, and then Greywind literally just dies with Robb. They die together.
Yeah, I know, but like even then, like the fact that he died like in a cage, like unfairly, is already like, all right, Robb didn't die like in his where he excelled, which is on the battlefield.
On the battle, he died in a trap.
Yeah, because like he died when he wasn't able to fight to the best of his ability because he's not a smart man. He's just good at fighting, or I guess he's a smart tactical leader, but not good at the game.
Marjorie.
They didn't really ruin her a whole lot.
No, it's not that they ruined her. It's just another case of they didn't fucking end her character, because that's a problem with everyone who died in the Sept Puff. Instead of it was a cool moment, but then when you stop thinking, it's like, wait, that was just an excuse for them to not actually come up with good conclusions for any of these fucking characters.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like, what is I still don't know whether the High Sparrow like cares about like people genuinely, or if he was vying for power himself. Because like, on one hand, like, I got the vibes that that's what he was doing early on, but then once he like got Joffrey on his side, sorry, not Joffrey, Joffrey's younger brother. Tormund, yeah. As soon as he got like, wait. So is he actually planning weird political maneuvers now? Like he wants to like usurp Cersei's power? Was the whole walk of shame thing now like a ruse to try and like demystify the queen and like make her seem mortal to all the peasants? Was this part of some long con? And now I don't know what to make heads or tails of it because it's yeah.
And then with Marjorie, it's just she has so much shit set up, and then the end is just Cersei killed her, and it's like, well, yeah, Cersei killing her makes sense, but it kind of feels like you forgot to pay off like half of her fucking development.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Oberyn, my goat.
He died perfect. He died perfect.
He's so great. He's just a sexy man who wants revenge.
Dude, the way he twirled that spear and flipped around was so cool.
Dude, I love him so much. I love him so much.
That was such a great scene.
You know what's funny to hear?
What?
Obviously, this was accentuated more by the show where they got, Pedro Pascal, a fucking phenomenal actor. But when Oberyn was super popular in the books, George R. R. Martin was like, that kind of surprised me. It's like, it's because you made him cool and hot, and that's all it takes.
You made a hot man who hated the Lannisters. Like, what more do you need?
Yeah. You made the perfect character. Who hates the Lannisters but likes Tyrion? You made the perfect character.
Yo, is that the giant killer?
Yeah, that's Gren, the
Good
giant
for him.
slayer.
Good for him. We're not gonna rank him.
That's the other guy.
Cool.
That's
Sweet Peter's mom.
Lysa?
Sweet Peter's
Lysa
mom.
Mocha?
Just,
Sweet Robin's mom.
yeah, she didn't get ruined. She's like, I'd say like the way they killed her was perfectly fine and great for her.
Oh
character.
yeah, no, that's just how she should die. Is just she is fucking going insane and being manipulated horribly by
Littlefinger, yeah.
By Littlefinger, and as Littlefinger said, once you have no more use to me, you're dead until he stops fucking following that rule. But God, there's so many people Littlefinger should have killed at Winterfell. Bran should have took a suspicious fall down some fucking stairs the second he revealed what he knew.
Absolutely. All right. This is the mercenary.
That's Dario. That's Dario. Dario's whole thing is just they forgot about him once they left Marine.
Yeah, but like, so like, he's just a good kid. He's just good. He's just good. Nothing wrong with him. The show couldn't ruin him. The show didn't ruin him.
Because he's just stupid and likes fighting. Once the Marine subplot got brain dead and they stopped trying to deal with the Harpies, Dario stayed fine because that's what Dario wanted the whole time, was to be dumb and fight.
Yeah.
So he got to keep being dumb and keep fighting. I love your little rearranging.
Yeah, I know, it's very important.
All right, do we want to rank her?
We don't have to. The Grand Maester.
Pycelle. I like Pycelle.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't even mind his death.
They didn't ruin him. He was
like it's definitely not the preferred death I would have for him because the little birds are mostly a Varys thing.
Yeah.
But I liked him.
Yeah, they
I feel like his death should be tied more so to his Lannister obsession because that was his
Oh no, yeah, thing. Absolutely. Like maybe
not
like...
even Lannister, specifically Tywin obsession. But besides that, I just liked Pycelle. Him kind of being like a bumbling oaf who farts was like, oh, they forgot that he was putting on an act and had him actually be decrepit.
I think it would be very funny if like he just literally became decrepit, like he just aged into it.
That would be fun. Like the age actually does hit him.
Yeah, like it hits him like in the middle of it, and people just like, "Oh, stop faking it, you old man." It's like, what? Sorry, what? Like, I can't hear you out of this.
No, Puff, that'd be funny. Cersei has to sit and be like, "Oh God, when did we lose him? when did he start actually being incompetent? Shit, I'm not sure." Oh fuck.
Cat,
you were always good.
Died great. Died great. Thank you, Cat. Thank you. Is this the actor
Cat
lady?
was just a really interesting mom. That's one of my favorite things about Cat, Puff.
What's your favorite thing with Cat?
Because she's an outsider to Winterfell, she like so desperately wants her kids to like be fit in and get their claim. Like that's why she's obsessed with Robb getting the throne. But also on the other hand, she makes Jon feel like a massive fucking outsider. It's like, it's a fun irony.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is that she's so obsessed with making her family not be outsiders, she ends up excluding the guy who needed to be included the most.
I know, and like her, like when she died in the Red Wedding, the acting was so good. Oh my god,
she was such
she
a good
nailed
actress.
it. She nailed it.
Like I'm glad they didn't do the thing they do in the books where she comes back as a zombie because I don't trust Dave and Dan to handle that subplot.
Oh no, not Dave and Dan. Dave and Dan could never.
Especially because that was a revenge subplot.
Oh, and they
All
don't know.
right,
They don't know.
let's.
They don't know how to deal with. They don't know how to deal with revenge subplots.
No, they don't. All right, what's next?
The actor
Don't
lady.
care about her.
Is that
That's not Varys. I don't know who. Is that Craster?
Craster.
That's Craster.
Craster
The
died
king of
good?
incest.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
he was just the king of incest.
Oh yeah. Do we love him more than
No,
Mother?
I think Carl fucking Tanner's a lot funnier than Craster.
That is fair and good.
I
That's
actually
fair.
like the Mountain more than Craster because at least the Mountain's big and strong,
The mountain is big and strong, and also he popped Oberyn's head, which is
which
cool.
is a little bit rude of him.
It was rude, but it was a fun scene. Okay,
Next is Podrick.
Podrick.
Podrick didn't go to shit.
He didn't go to
just kind of stopped. He just didn't really like have any growth.
Yeah, it just sort of stopped after
Like the obvious goal with Podrick could either be to learn he's not a good knight and they have him do something else, or B, they have him grow as a knight and they actually give him someone to fight.
yeah, or like at very least, like, you know, if he's like taking after Brienne, maybe he could have like spent the long night defending someone. Like, I don't know, maybe he stays with the women and children and defends them in the crypts or something.
He can just find someone to be. Fuck it. Have Sansa fall in love with him when Brienne's protecting her.
Oh my god,
Fuck
that
it.
would
Who gives
that
a
would be
shit?
stupid, but like it would have been like a fun stupid in the final season. Oh man.
Who fucking
That was the
cares
problem
anymore?
with the long night. It could have just been dumb fun action beginning to end, but it wasn't. They had that stealth section with Arya, which made no sense. It was way too quiet for the fact that the end of the world was happening right outside. Like, what were they thinking? And then they had like, you know, like why did Jon just yell at the dragon? Why didn't you at least have him try and fight the dragons? It's like, why'd you have Arya kill the Night King?
And when the Night King started raising the corpses, instead of charging him or running away, Jon just freezes.
Gee, Lord of Light, why'd you bring back Jon? He didn't do fucking anything in
No,
the Long
he
Night.
brought back Jon to kill Daenerys.
Right. That was the plan.
No,
Obviously.
best part about Podrick is we learned that the way he seduced the brothel women was by singing.
That was good. Yeah.
But
that
you know
was
what's
fun.
also kind of funny?
What's funny?
He and Brienne both drink at the virgin question, meaning that while he impressed the fuck out of everyone in the brothel, he didn't have sex with any of them.
Maybe like he sang it so well, they're like, "Oh, that was so good," and it's like, but like you've been
No,
here an
Podrick's
hour.
just a very honorable knight. He's like, no, I must not. Or Podrick's gay. That'd be fun. All right, what's next?
Next, the king.
He's so fucking lame.
He's not like as embarrassing as his daughters, but
Yeah,
like,
but he's from Dorne, so they did in fact fuck it up.
yeah.
He's just
Man.
lame. He's just lame. He's just
Yeah.
lame and boring. All right, that's Drogon. That's the main
Yo,
dragon.
it's the king.
Oh,
Graham the Broken, the king. Fuck you. You wooden plank! Why'd you only become brain dead after you came back from Winterfell, not right after your vision quest? What happened on the trip back to Winterfell? Tell me, what happened on the trip back to Winterfell?
Or just the fact that because clearly Dave and Dan have no interest in the magic system, they refuse to fucking explore his powers. Like, seemingly, because with Hodor, Bran has the ability to change the past. Which is a fucking insane power.
That's so, like, it was really weird when they included
He
that. 'cause,
also
like,
seems to have future sight.
like, yeah, it's like you have like this omniscient being whose powers didn't fully explain on the good guy's side, just like unequivocally, like he loves everyone here, and you know, he's on their side 100,000%. His mission in life is to stop the Night King now, and you just did not like explain like what he can and can't tell them, and then B, have them have give his actor nothing to work with because his actor had to just sit there like a wooden plank. Ow. Bad.
It's so lame. Yeah, no, because and it's also just the fact that like at first it's like, oh, he's an embodiment of memories and history, so the concept of death hates him, which they tried to explore in the Long Night, but then they just said, fuck it, who gives a shit?
We Arya has to stab him in like the next scene, so we don't really have time,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
no, like the Long Night, they tried to introduce the theme of like memories versus death, but then they just stopped giving a shit. And
I
then they
mean,
made
I
Bran
guess they
be the king of stories.
I guess that's what they were going for, like, oh, like, you know, nothing's more powerful than a good story, living on beyond death stories, legacy, yada yada. Like, was that the payoff? Was it?
But again, they don't feel like exploring his power system. And also, as you and I talked about, Bran seems more like Google, where he knows everything, but he won't speak up unless you ask him to.
Yeah, and like, you know, if you want to be like that, that's what Bran is now. Like sure, cool, but like A, make that clear, and B, make that like there's a tragedy there that Bran is not himself anymore. Play that up for drama's sake, because no one seems to care all that much when Bran starts acting like a potato.
Well, you know, no one seems. Yeah, no, like none of his siblings are sad that Bran is basically dead.
Like-
The only
like-
one who's sad is Jojen's sister, who says he died in the cave.
You know, like literally, like what I could have sworn going into that when Arya like A, I was shocked when he turned into a wooden plank because I was like, wait, what happened? What happened? But like anyway, now that has happened and like, you know, Arya like is finally reuniting with her brother, would she not cry at the fact that he's a completely different person and maybe not even a real person anymore because he's so like distant and like gone and, you know, like he's barely a human anymore? Wouldn't that be sad? Like, even though you're happy to be with your brother again, what is that? It's such an obvious job. Why did they do
Like,
it?
Is it still your brother?
Oh,
They don't give a shit. They don't
like,
give a shit.
They should have had like every Stark come to it at a different point. Like, you could have even been like you could have done something fun with it because Arya is also like a vastly different person. So like maybe like she'd like define like sort of like identify with him a bit more than maybe Arya does, and be like, yeah, we all became vastly different people or whatever, or just do something.
Whatever. How we've been going for a while, which is really funny.
How long? Oh yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, we're not stopping now. Anyway, here's Drogon.
Drogon, just to
I
represent
wouldn't
the dragons.
I wouldn't say he got ruined. It was just that they kind of just dropped what was interesting about him, and then just.
Yeah, like it would have been interesting if Drogon's recklessness was like maybe Danny kind of fed into it. Like Drogon, who famously kind of doesn't listen to Danny and wants to be free, would like maybe kind of do something a little fucked up, and then Danny, when she starts losing her patience, is like, ah, fuck it, sure, why not?
Yeah, or like maybe like for some reason in season 6, like, you know, when she came back after the whole Dothraki plotline, it was just like, wait, why are you cool with Drogon now? Like, what happened? What'd you make up? What'd you do to get him back on your side? What'd you do? I don't know.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Oh fuck, where did Yura go? Okay.
Yara, but Yara's fucking Barry. That's so funny. All right,
look at her face.
there's a window of Yara.
Okay.
Is,
the smuggler boy, we can skip him. Gay boy, we can skip him. She died good.
She was fun.
Whatever.
Yeah,
she
no,
died good.
It was just a. Yeah, she was probably in the long term probably the best representation of magic in the series because she died when it was still interesting.
Yeah, you know, back when it had like
Ed
consequences.
fucking Sheeran.
Wowie zowie.
Why'd you
Well,
put Ed Sheeran on here?
Because he's
Actually,
Ed
can he be
Sheeran.
the perfect? Can he be the ultimate meh?
Yeah, because there's
He's just Ed Sheeran,
yeah, you know, just like he's just he's
a
just
celebrity cameo. Just a
yeah,
celebrity
yeah,
cameo.
pretty much. Like on one hand, it's just like because Arya's like, ooh, she's a stranger now. She meets a bunch of strangers. Is nice with the strangers. Sure, whatever. Sure,
And
like
all the Lannisters, the humanizing
fucking
the
corny
Lannisters.
as fuck though. But like,
Oh,
you
they
know,
have him sing too, which is funny.
Sam
Oh,
was
no,
just a
it's
good
Puff, you
character.
skipped a number. Yeah, no.
Oh,
you
you're right.
skipped
You're
the
right. You're
Dorne.
right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
she's pretty bad. Yeah, she's pretty bad.
Oh no, she's worse than the husband.
She's not as bad as the Sand Snakes, but she is quite bad.
Yeah.
She throws a coup, and she doesn't get any consequence for it. She just leads Dorne now.
Literally, the guards who saw her kill the king are just like, well, guess she's in charge now.
Puff, I think the funniest headcanon I saw is the first time she threatens a coup, all the guards get mad at her, but the second time she does, they don't. And the only change is the huge bodyguard with the spear is dead, implying they all hated the king, but they were horrified of him, so they didn't do anything.
That's a fun headcanon. That's a fun. Anyway, Sam was just good beginning to end. Nothing wrong with him.
He kind of got like a little bit dumber in the later seasons, but not like drastically.
Yeah.
And also, him being the Grand Maester's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, right. That was stupid. Oh my god. Like
He's
the thing
the
is,
Grand
like things on
fucking
one hand,
Maester.
that's not like that doesn't like tarnish his character, but like it is just a dumb thing they did with him. So
No,
like
and
I'd
then
like
it's
to
just,
leave
like-
him on the good side of the spectrum.
And
Just like-
and then his other, I wouldn't put him at the top of good just because they kind of just did do dumber shit with him. Like he's mad at Dany for killing his parents, but he doesn't do anything about
yeah, I
it.
know but
Or,
like,
like,
but like it is I think worth celebrating that he had a full subplot in season 7 that wasn't
That
terrible.
wasn't the worst thing ever.
That was just solid. It was just solid.
It was pretty good, yeah. All right, what is next?
Next we got
Next is Ygritte. Unless we want to do Roz. We're
Let's
kind of
do
running
Ygritte.
out of room.
Ygritte died
Ygritte,
good.
I like Ygritte. Ygritte's really good.
Yeah, they didn't ruin her.
Ygritte is just a good representation of the wildlings and also just like all the stupid duties of being a Night's Watch. And it's like, why can't I fuck? Asks Jon, rightfully.
My name's Jon Snow. I don't fucking girls because
You know
I'm
what's
gay.
funnier?
My name's
Okay,
Jon
that's fair to point
Snow.
out.
I
In the
drink tea
books,
with my
when
pinky
this
up.
happens, Jon and Ygritte are both like 17. So it's like, of course Jon's not gonna say no.
Hold on.
Because Marco, what's 17-year-old Jon going to do? Listen to the old fuck known as Old Bear tell him not to fuck, or listen to the ginger girl he just met who does want to fuck? I wonder which one he's gonna pick.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like,
I was gonna say like, I do want it.
I do. God, it's good.
Okay.
Melisandre. They kind of just like she's kind of just like a lot of
Mm,
the other magical characters. She kind of just ends as like a wet fart because they don't know what to do with her.
yeah, just like
Like she brought Jon back, but then doesn't kind of
Tons
give a
of-
shit about that.
tons of corny
she-
dialogue with her, but like they didn't like desecrate like her character and
Yeah,
her
like
role
her
really.
killing herself to fight the dead makes sense for the Lord of Light, but then they don't really explore the Lord of Light anymore because they don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll give him one thing. Like, the last time Davos felt like himself was when he told her to leave and said, if you
Yeah, it
came
was
back,
when
I'll
he
kill
yelled
you.
at her.
Yeah, like, that's
Yeah.
the last time he felt like himself. So, like, and that wasn't, like, season
Oh, but even
7.
then, like,
So,
the circumstances around her arriving during the long night don't make any fucking sense because she comes from the north, which is where the army is.
Nah, dude, she circled
Um,
back. She circled back.
She's going slow, and then also just the terrible scene where she and Arya do a death glare, and you and I had to stop and figure out what they meant by that, and we ultimately landed on Arya was glaring at her because she
All
assaulted
women are
Gendry.
catty. All women are catty in season 7.
Literally, even when they don't talk.
Oh.
God, it's...
Girl boss. Arya's such a girl boss for glaring at the girl who maybe cucked her. I don't know. Girl boss.
Tucker just assaulted.
Oh, goody!
Like, here's the thing. Was Theon objectively really fucking stupid and nonsensical for, like, a lot of seasons 6 through 8? Yes. But also, his ending was really good, so I kind of forgive it.
You know, like, all right, this is the one example where it's like, well, I guess like him and Sam are the two like good examples of they just kept being good despite 7 and 8 being terrible. It's just like, oh, thank you. Ah,
Like,
Like-
obviously, Theon was a dumbass, and the way his trauma over Ramsay came back when on a pirate ship, but not when in an identical situation when Ramsay got him, is fucking weird and doesn't make sense. And also, just him going back home doesn't make sense. And he just says shit dialogues at season 6, 7, and 8.
I
But
mean,
also,
I
his
figure that
end
like
was
his
really
going
good, so I
back.
don't care.
I figure that his going back was like, oh, my sister tried to save me, like I owe her something, so like I'll try and help her become queen or
Except
something.
he didn't know Balon was dead till he
You're
got
right.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're right, but like, still, like, at least him interacting with his
It
sister,
was
like,
just,
they have a couple good
his
scenes
death
together.
was so emotional that we kind of just want to pretend he was good the whole
It
time.
was the one time I like actually felt like some amount of like emotion watching season 8 was just like, you know, when Bram says you're a good man, Theon, and I'm like, oh, Theon, you
Yeah.
my dickless little baby boy, I love you so much.
Yeah, Theon's
Aw.
like the one character where they handled the fact that he went to shit and then got a redemption arc the best.
Yeah, and also like I know a lot of people bring up the scene where like he gets like, you know, kicked in the nuts and it does nothing. It's like
having balls is a mindset.
yeah, it's just like the whole like I like it because like I just headcanon that he's like his pain tolerance is super high after what Ramsay did to him. So when he realizes, wait a second, That don't hurt like anything what Ramsay did to me.
That'd be so
Ramsay
funny.
punched me in the balls 18 times a day. This is nothing.
I love that headcanon. I'm just not able to enjoy it because I can tell what they're going for is, dude, he doesn't have a dick. That means he's immune to damage between the legs, which is really stupid. Whatever, I like.
Oh,
Theon,
can I bring
like
up something
Theon.
I like about Discworld for a second? Because I just read the first novel a week
Yeah,
ago.
sure. Talk about this.
All right, so the main character, he was raised by gnomes, right? So like, they gave him a gnome-sized helmet, but he's a fully grown human. He's 6'6". He's a big monster man. So he can't wear it on his head, so he puts it in between his legs to cover his private parts. And because he's a 6'6" guy who covered his privates, he's just invincible. No one can stop him. Every time someone tries to pick a fight with him, they just lose because he's 6'6" and they can't go for the balls. It's great. It's so funny. All right, who's this?
Walder Frey, the leader of the Freys.
Right, yeah. The one Arya killed. So like, I guess like he's just fine.
Yeah, he was just a good villain.
Yeah, just a good, decent villain. They didn't ruin him.
There's some fun stuff with him, like when we hear the story about the Rat King being rude to his being a terrible host, it's him eating, foreshadowing the Red Wedding. You know, he was just a good villain.
Yeah,
He was just a good fun villain. He's just this petty ass old man who has a million fucking kids.
And is trying desperately to marry them all off.
Yes, because he wants power. All right. Hey, he was not that he was really, 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 really fucking stupid in season 6. But besides that,
And the thing is, he was only stupid for like 1 or 2 episodes in season 6. So it's
because
like
he died really early in season
I
6.
know. So it's like, okay, he barely got ruined, and
It's just he lost his brain at the very end because it's just like, okay, you killed Jon and then you left his body under a sign as like a warning. You don't care that Jon might turn into a white because the warning is worth it. Sure.
yeah.
Except then you go and say, I did, when asked who killed Jon, and it's like, don't do that. Don't do that, you fucking moron. And
I
then
don't know.
on top of
I guess on one hand it's like, all right, he wants to like rule with integrity, so it's like I'll tell you why I did this and why I thought it was
except
the right
also
thing.
realistically, the Night's Watch should kill him on the spot for that.
Yeah, no, obviously because treason, because like they take order very seriously.
Yes, it's the Night's Watch. And then on top of that, just the fact that he is like, I'm doing this because I'm terrified of the wildlings. Also, I forgot that the wildlings who are loyal to Jon Snow are outside. Oh no, they broke in. My plans are ruined.
Well, I think his death scene was good. If you ignore the fact that only 4 people died.
his last words to Jon are good.
Yeah, like, oh, you'll be fighting their battles forever. Like that's good. That's good
Basically,
stuff.
if he just wasn't a dumbass for 2 episodes, he would have been just a very good racist character.
Absolutely.
Gendry, oh fuck you, Gendry, dude, he's so fast.
Oh, who's this?
I don't, just one of the prostitutes.
Blue Streak
Dude, he's so fast.
speeds
Oh my god,
by.
oh my god, he's so fast.
Gendry the blacksmith.
Gendry's thing is that like
Too
when
fast
he left at the
for
end
the
of
naked
season 3
eye.
or whatever, he was phenomenal. And then when he came back,
Gendry the
he never
blacksmith.
did anything of note.
Gendrick, he can really move. Gendrick, he's
Gendry,
got an
yeah.
attitude.
No, what Puff? It's so funny that Gendry comes back, and it's like, oh, Robert's son is back. He's been blacksmithing, so he can help us, and he has a big, cool hammer. Also, his stuff with Arya. Then his stuff with Arya sucks. He's a blacksmithing god, but no one brings it up after the fact. And then he's just declared ruler of Storm's End.
Gendry, who is the Lord of Storm? Who is the Lord?
I don't
of Storm?
know.
It's you now.
What if someone else is already there? And then also, just once he
I will-
becomes Lord of Storm's End, he shows up at the King's thing. And then when they're talking about who should be the next king of Westeros, it never crosses Gendry's mind that he's the rightful king.
I know.
It never crosses his mind.
Like, to be fair, like, obviously it shouldn't cross his because, you know, he doesn't really know.
But it should cross someone's.
I know, like it should be like, hey, Gendry's here. He was, like, you know, Robert's son.
Everyone's like, wait, isn't the son of Robert Baratheon here? Wait a minute.
Like, I know you all forgot because Cersei was such a girl boss, but, like, the Lannisters weren't the heirs to the throne.
It was
It
the
was
Baratheons.
yeah, it was the Baratheons. The Lannisters married in.
Funny thing to forget about.
Who's this?
I don't care.
Is
It's
that
Mountain again.
the mountain again? Who?
Hey, we got old Brendan. We got the old Blackfish. Not him. I don't care about him. The
Uh,
Blackfish.
You don't want to put him?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we can put him. We can talk about him.
Okay.
Okay, this is Sansa's
My house!
Grunkle.
My
Well,
house!
It's so funny because Puff, do you? I assume you heard. You know what his house words are, right?
Isn't it supposed to be like family, honor, duty?
Yeah, as in family comes first. then, then he has his family die for a fucking house. Then he dies off screen during the part of Game of Thrones where they're obsessed with big dumb battles.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Like,
Have him fight Jaime or something, and then you can like show Jaime's growth. Like he can fight with one hand now.
yeah,
And
which
also
would like
can have...
build up to the fact that he's not going to get slaughtered in the long night and he can hold his
like
own.
establish that Jaime's not fucking helpless.
Also, having Jaime
sad.
kill him would at least been like interesting because like, oh, the one life that got taken today was by Jaime's hand, and that like when Brienne's writing her book, she could put that like, oh, took the field by just killing one enemy by just killing one enemy commander and spared all his men or some such.
Yeah, it would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Who's next is Qyburn.
I make zombie.
He's honestly. They kind of flanderized him, but because of that, I didn't really mind him in the later seasons. He's just like, I like zombies.
Yeah, he's just a guy, just a boy.
He's just a guy who likes zombies.
Oh,
Braun. Oh,
all right.
my.
The thing is, like, he's the character that got ruined the fastest because it was in season 5.
Mm-hmm. Well, Puff, that's because Braun is a very fucking minor character in the books.
Yeah, I know. I can tell. It's just like, all right, like, so like at the end of season 4, when Tyrion's like, having his second trial, he's like, hey, can you do trial by combat for me? And he's like, yeah, I did for you the first time because I was a nobody. I had nothing to lose.
Also, that was an easy fight.
Yeah, and adventure is out there, so like, yeah, I had something to gain. But now that I've grown comfortable with my life here in King's Landing, I'm getting married next week. I'm a knight now. There's no reason for me to risk my life fighting the big scary man, even though I do like you a lot and we're good friends. So no hard feelings, and it's like, yeah, you've become complacent, I understand, goodbye. And then next season, Jaime is like, hey, you want to go travel halfway across the world, suicide, which will likely end in war between us and Dorne. And he's like, adventure is out there, let's go. Oh, just me and this one-armed man, we're gonna take on the world, woohoo. Dragonfire, oh, get down, Jaime. Whoosh, I'm gonna save your life, Jaime. Ah, Jaime boy, I saved you, Jaime.
Then he shows up and he's like, I've always hated you cunts. Give me Highguard.
Oh, I'm the Lord of Highguard. Whoop-de-doop-de-doo. Oh, I want to got rude so.
My favorite line from the final episode is just, Braun of the Blackwater, Lord of Highguard and Master of Coin. It's like, bitch, you should only have one of those titles.
Oh.
Season ever.
God.
But I do like how in the later seasons they act like castles don't have like lineages connected to them.
I
so
know.
You can just give a castle to whoever you want.
Yeah, it's not like the Tyrells are a whole ass family with a family tree and like cousins and everything, and like or just like houses who have already established power in Highgarden, who would be like, hey, if all the Tyrells are gone, maybe one of the houses that established themselves there would get the power. Like you'd imagine like a civil war to happen between the houses there to decide who would be the next leader, but no, Braun's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna be the leader now. He's gonna show up in a week, be like, hey, I'm in charge now. Tyrion said so. And it's
Puff, you know what's super funny? Do you know what's a comparison you can make?
What?
When Winterfell fell to the Starks, the Boltons were a house from the north who took it over, and the north was still pissed.
Yeah,
that was a house from the north.
We have a whole plot line about one of the parts of the country like having a huge civil war because the main family in power fell out of power, and now it's just Highgarden doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit.
No one cares.
In Highgarden,
flowers.
In Highgarden, we're not good at fighting, so we'll just let Sir Braun, the greatest fighter, take his place. Oh, he's such a manly, cool man. Oh, he's so dashing. That's a dashing
and the
role.
fact that he doesn't have an arc, he's just a greedy dick until he wins. Hey, it's Hodor.
At least Hodor has like a story to him, you know.
If you could ignore how fucking stupid it is.
If I ignore that time travel is stupid, I'm at the very least he's a boy.
And the fact that the reveal is this character who seemed disabled for this whole time was disabled by one of the main characters so that he could be eaten alive, and then that's never brought up again. You know how that could be brought up again in a fun way?
How?
Zombie Hodor attacks Bran. It's like, Bran, look,
so
that thing you did he's literally coming back to haunt you.
Literally, Bran's wolf and his like best friend die in the cave to the zombie army, and the zombie army doesn't add them to the ranks. Like, it would have been the easiest way to get like what were they straggling in the back of the horde when the Night King got killed, so they never made it to King's Landing? That's so lame.
Because it's just like, yeah, because Hodor is very physically strong, but the thing is, he's a pacifist. So if he was a zombie, he could just throw hands. And yeah, it would be a good way to show, like, one of the most fucked up things Bran did. Ruin this one guy's entire life so that he'll get eaten alive so that he can hold the door. And then it's like, hey, look, that Bran, that fucked up thing you did's coming back to kill you.
But like, we can't do fun things because we're season 8, and the only fun things we could do is fun, cool action until we're not. It's so bad.
You already complained about the High Sparrow, so you can just place him.
Yeah, okay. Like, he's just confusing.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
I don't know if I'd say he's bad, but like, he's just like,
I'd say he's bad because
I know
we
it's
never figure out what the
D&D's
fuck he
fault.
wants.
Yeah, you know, it's D&D's fault definitely, so I'll put him here.
Next is Jaqen, who
He's fine.
he has the problem. No, he has the problem that all the other mystery men do, where because D&D hate the magic system, they don't fucking explore it enough. So at the end, he's confusing.
Yeah,
It's like, is he happy that Arya killed one of his goons and then left? Is he happy she did that? Is he upset she did that? Like, what are his thoughts on this?
Yeah, you know, it's just like, yeah, you know, they don't do anything with him, and just, I mean, like, like, his whole thing with Arya, like, in season 6 is, like, cool, like, you know, like, oh, you must remove your identity, become one of us, like, that's fine, that's cool, I like when they interact.
It's super inconsistent with how he wants them to do that.
Yeah, I know, yeah, no, but at least, like, the directions there, it's not a shit show like a bunch of other people here. It's
and
just...
also, he is so charming and cool. It's season 2. He's so charming and cool.
He was. Okay, zombie dragon.
Don't care. Don't
died.
Care. That's Rhaegar. Don't rank
he
him.
died.
No, that's Rhaegar.
He died good.
Wrong.
He died good. He died.
No,
good.
wrong. That's Jon's dad.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Puffy. What's funny about you making that mistake?
What?
It's a meme in the fan community that they just used the same wig for a different character.
Oh,
so we'll cover him up in a second.
Okay.
Robert fucking Baratheon.
All right, Robert died great. I'm just gonna put him like
Yeah, I fucking love Robert. I like him a lot more than Pycelle. That's for sure.
I'm gonna start moving.
No,
people down.
we're having a great lowering.
A great lowering of the bar.
All right, Robert.
All right, I'm gonna put you here, and then put Robert right above your face.
You could just put him. Oh yeah. Because Robert's just great.
Yeah, I know. It's just like
he's quite literally just a guy who became king through battle and clearly does not know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, you know, it's fun to see, like, the one thing he was good at, which was battle, is like, oh, now that he's been king for 20 years, he's done nothing but drink wine and lays about, so he's completely lost his, like, only redeeming quality, and now he's just, like, a terrible king. Not like Joffrey terrible, but just, like, he's not doing anything, he's just lazy.
He's just doing nothing but putting the crown in debt. He's just a dumbass.
Yeah. And I think that is fun. It's like, oh, this war legend, and like this like decline in his, like, you know, like the legend is not that he's not that guy anymore. He's just a lazy fat asshole.
And what's annoying is season 8 could have again done the Jon, Daenerys, Robert, Ned parallel thing, where it's like Robert and Daenerys are the war hungry ones who want to rule but shouldn't, if you accept that Daenerys shouldn't. And Ned and Jon are the much more fit people who don't want to. Except Jon could succeed where Ned doesn't because of Jon's journey. Except they don't do any of that because fuck you.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. Oh. Just, God, there's still so much.
Is the High Sparrow.
No, we already did the High Sparrow. He's already on here.
No, oh, no, sorry, my bad. The Three-Eyed Crow.
Oh, you know, just...
It's fine.
It's fine.
He's put him with all the other fucking magic guys in the bottom left.
Cool and mysterious.
He's well acted, not that low. You're like near Sam's dad. Yeah, sure. Because he's well acted at least.
Yeah. He's just fine.
Right.
Yo, my boy!
He's just
my
cool.
boy!
He's just so cool and fun.
I know, dude. I love when Aquaman started dual wielding knives and was like, "Foosh, foosh, you can't hit me, foosh, foosh." Oh, he was so cool.
And then I love that he died.
And then he fucked a 16-year-old. And then he fucked a 16-year-old.
He
what
did
a
rape
king!
16. That wasn't good. No, I like how he dies of infection too. It's such a fun way to ground the series.
I know, like literally, like this. He's like it's kind of like what they do with Rob. It's like, oh, a legend on the battlefield. No one can touch him. But then like the tiniest wound just gets infected and he dies.
Yeah, because that's how that works.
Yeah.
Also, it goes to show how his machismo doesn't work.
Oh
for
yeah,
the
obviously
long
his
term.
machismo was incredibly fucking flawed.
Yeah.
He actually
Alright.
is a lot like Robert.
Yeah.
Robert died on a hunt with a fucking boar. The difference is, and this is Puff, the show implies this, but I think the books imply it more. Cersei intentionally got Robert drunk, hoping he would die on the hunt.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
John.
Oh no, you've been saving a place for him.
Yeah, he literally was. Because like the thing is, he doesn't get ruined as hard as Daenerys because like Daenerys just becomes a completely different character altogether.
Whereas Jon just becomes like a lot more stupid.
Just
Jon's
the
like
worst.
the pinnacle
Like,
of
the thing is,
characters
John's
becoming
the
dumber and less complex
yeah.
over time.
No, John is like he becomes the worst version of himself. Daenerys is just a completely different character by the end.
Yes.
So like, oh god, oh John. Like I know, like in the books, like they already add more complexity to him because like he wants to be like the Lord of Winterfell because he wants to be a Stark more than anything, like the big Stark in
Yes.
charge, like Ned, Ned was, yeah.
Yeah, like his dad.
But like even then, like in the his version in the show, the one they were making, I think was perfectly good and fine on its own. Like
Yeah, he was like the one hero boy in this extremely morally fucked show.
yeah, and like you could say like, well, that he makes him a less complex character, sure, but like considering the mainstream success it had, like you only get that by having at least a few central figures for a general audience to ground themselves to, and they do a great job with John because like A, incredibly well acted, B, like his whole thing of wanting to be integrity at least like still makes him a good parallel to Ned, and like still like the whole like conflict between the North and South in the story, or like Ice and Fire, whatever the fuck, is like, in the North, there's the real threat coming, like, winter, nature, and eventually the zombies who are like the ultimate embodiment of that, and just like we have to like stand firm together for that. Whereas in the South, everyone's just like, who can I backstab to get ahead? So like if you wanted John to just be like, I will not backstab anyone. I don't want power or king, but like greatness was thrust upon me because people think I'm most suited for it. Then sure, I'll do that. Like just a humble ruler. If you literally just wanted a good example of a humble ruler to contrast everyone else, that's good and works really well, I think. But season 7 and 8 are garbage dog shit.
Because he loses all aspirations for anything.
Yeah, he just so
like
stupid.
he doesn't care about anything at all.
Other than
even his sibling, like even the fact that his siblings are supposed to be the thing he cares about most, he doesn't care that Sansa was a rape victim who is now clearly gone insane. Arya is a fucking psychopath now, and Bran is a tree. He doesn't care that the family he cares so much about have clearly all lost their minds.
I know, it's just sad to see. And
then his romance with Daenerys.
It was so
dumb.
Abysmal. We can hide here
so
for
weird,
1,000 years.
Is perfect.
1,000 years is a long time.
That's so funny because it's like, oh,
can
dude,
you keep me warm?
Can you keep your?
I'm trying to remember how this scene goes. I'll hug you now, Daenerys. Schmoochy schmooch.
No, it's so funny because like the Yeager romance is perfect because it not only was it just like well written and fun, it was also just like a very good encapsulation of it's Jon's desire to be free and not have burdens. Both the burdens of the Night's Watch because he's not allowed to fuck, but also burdens he put on himself. Like Jon is scared to have sex because he doesn't want to accidentally
make a
have
bastard.
an heir that'll live a shit life like him. And it's super interesting. But then his whole thing with Daenerys is just McQueen, and it's like, oh, fuck you.
Gee, it's if only Daenerys had like some sort of like conflict with, I don't know, freedom or like slavery, something like that. And the Night's Watch is kind of like enlisted slavery, and it'd be funny if she had something to say about that and about like anything there, or even the idea of like, oh my fuck, I'm trying to say, I almost said they didn't do anything with how she wants like the throne more than anything, and how like Jon.
But they technically
do. It's just fucking stupid. Like, oh, well, why are you so popular, Jon? I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like that the wildlings like you.
Why do the wildlings like Jon more than me? I don't understand.
And then there's also the sheer... God, thank you. I hate Jon. Because, yeah, he just becomes an idiot. And the other thing is, yeah, like
McQueen.
John was like pretty smart and cunning, but then he's just an actual fucking buffoon.
I will give him this. I don't think he becomes as stupid as Sansa because, like, at least when he's like talking with the lords, like, all right, we need Daenerys, we need her dragons, we need the dragon glass, so I'm going to go get it. And then, like, when he comes back with all the shit, Sansa's like, how could you betray it? You left us. And it's like, yeah, I got the stuff that stopped us from getting killed. You brought her here. It's like, yeah, we needed her because then the zombies would have killed us otherwise. Like, he's right there, but you're trying to frame it like he's not right, and it's like.
Although
Oh God!
to balance that, Puff, when he actually goes to get the dragon glass, instead of being polite to Daenerys, he basically immediately is like, "Well, fuck you too," which he should not have done.
I just remember the director's commentary said like, "Oh, Daenerys saw him as like this unwashed barbarian." It's like, what the fuck are you talking?
He's wearing house sigils.
He's a fucking himbo in a shiny suit of armor. Like, what are you talking about?
And then Jon saw her as like a pompous pretty girl. Whenever both the way that they show romance in season 7 and 8 and the way they talk about it, it feels like they're writing like a really shitty high school romance.
Oh no, it's like a straight to Disney. It's like a Disney original movie or something.
Or like an alternate universe fanfic.
Disney Channel
Like
original movie. I should clarify.
Yeah, like the fairy tale fanfics where Lucy is a rich girl and Natsu's like a bad boy from the streets.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, on one hand, like, why would she like look down on unwashed barbarians? She likes the Dothraki. Like, now she does. Like,
yeah,
she even had some
according to
respect
her,
for
the one
Count
man
Drogo.
yeah, according to her, the one man she ever loved was the king of the unwashed barbarian.
Oh,
So yeah, she shouldn't even be judgy about it.
if you guys have not
remember
seen,
I was gonna say, like, remember all those troops that got castrated that she took, pity on and saved?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's almost
yeah,
like
the
Daenerys is supposed
Unsullied.
to be a good, unjudging person towards the
the
downtrodden.
way they make her sound, it's like, she doesn't want to touch poor people. It's like, what do you mean?
Oh, no,
She
they
touched a
also-
ton of poor people.
Oh no, they also say that she looks down on him because he's a bastard. It's like, shouldn't she be past that by now?
I know, like, A, should she be, and B, wouldn't she, like, if anything, identify with that? Because, like, oh, he was, like, even though he was born into this family, his birthright was kind of denied from him. Kind of like me, and how, like, I wasn't born on the Iron Throne, even though it's my birthright, yada,
Or
yada.
at least she should be confused. Like, she's like, wait, a Snow is king? How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah,
Or
if
you think
anything,
that everyone-
if anything,
or
wouldn't
the
that,
thing
like, wouldn't that just build intrigue from her perspective? Like, wait, a Snow became king? Like, how?
How?
What did this
Because
guy
she
do?
clearly-
What
she
did this
clearly
guy
doesn't
do?
know anything about northern politics, because when they meet, she says there hasn't been a king of the north in decades, and John doesn't immediately hit her with, "Oh, actually, my brother Rob was king of the north a few years ago."
I'm actually the second king in the north this year, actually.
Yeah, not to shock you.
And like,
Yeah,
I remember the scene where Davos and I think, who was it, like, was it Varys or like Missandei were like all listing off their achievements to one another. It's like, all right, I like the idea of that scene, but like,
a flex off.
yeah, like a flex up, but also I feel like doing it in front of both of them is like kind of like petty, and like it like makes it
Yeah,
seem
it
like
feels
it's,
like they're having a competition.
yeah, I know, which I feel like a better way to do that would have been have like the advisors, like, like in like a meeting somewhere, like not with Daenerys or Jon present, or maybe only one of them's present, and then you have them like argue passionately for like their ruler or their guy, like, hey, my guy's cooler than your guy, or something like what.
No, like, literally, what if Daenerys got interested in Jon because she heard that he saved the wildlings, and she's like, "Oh, hey, that's pretty cool."
A, what's a wildling, and B, that's pretty cool.
No, she might know about northern politics because she was raised on them.
Yeah.
And then maybe Jon could hear that she's literally the fucking slave, the slave
Liberator.
saver, and then he'd be like, "Hey, that's also pretty cool." All right, who's next?
We're really...
Fucking Joffrey, my goat.
Yo, perfect. What a perfect little man.
He's perfect. He was perfect. He was always
He's
a perfect character.
God, I cannot believe the actor got death threats from people. Like, he was so good, and I get like why, because
Dude,
he
the
played a
fact that
very
he was that
annoying.
good as a kid is insane.
I know, like, I get like, oh, he played an annoying character, so obviously people found him annoying. But that's just that's a testament to how good a job he was doing. Then like someone that young, like, letting go of the ego completely, saying, I'm going to act in the most obnoxious way possible, and then just being it's like so good, and like Joffrey's so great, and I love him so much. He should have won. I'll say that right now. Joffrey should have won. He was the rightful king. He was a
wasn't,
he was Robert's only real son, a true
Joe's
Baratheon.
a funny thing. Here's a funny thing, Puff.
What?
In the books, it's implied Joffrey's like as good at sword fighting as Robb, and like you could read that as Robb sucks. You know, it's a funnier way to read it. Joffrey's good at fighting, and then you could have a funny line where Cersei says smugly he takes after his father. Because Robert's like, hell yeah, he does, and then Jaime's like laughing in the corner.
Yeah. Also, it would just be fun to show like, oh, like he really was given everything, even a talent for fighting, but still he
Yes.
doesn't use it because he's a fucking pussy.
God, all right. The other thing I liked about Joffrey is it was implied multiple times that he actually liked Robert a bit, at least a little bit. Like he thought he was kind of cool.
Yeah, which I think would make sense because, like, that's the king. He took it with force because he was a cool guy. Because he was the coolest man. Yeah,
Like,
that a
obviously he
boy.
didn't love him because Joffrey doesn't really like anyone that much. But
Yeah, but like
it was
he's
implied
like
that he
respects
thought
his
Robert
dad.
was at least like kind of cool at times.
Yeah,
which I thought was fun.
Yeah, he respects his fake dad. Yeah.
So a little bit.
All right,
next is
Elf Lady, we can
do
skip her.
Do we want to? I don't even care about Stannis' kid because he's just an innocent kid who was put in a stupid subplot.
But I love the scenes with her.
No, but like
and
when I want to
Davos so
shit on her,
much.
it's not that she's bad; it's that they put her in the worst subplot of all
I
time.
know, but
Oh, Roose Bolton. We can write Roose Bolton.
Yo, Ramsay's dad.
The
He's not as
thing is, I
cool as
can't even get
Ramsay,
mad
but
at
like
him.
he does have good
Honestly,
drama with
I
Ramsay.
think he's still good because even when he dies, it's not anything dumb with him. It's Ramsay's character going insane.
That is true. So like he's ruined less than Ramsay, but not quite as good as Ramsay. So I think like right here.
Yeah, because he's not as fun. Like he stabbed Rob, and that was fun.
Yeah, and I do like love his dynamic with Ramsay, where it's like Ramsay's obviously like a parallel to Jon, like, oh, he's a bastard trying to earn his place, and he does that through like basically doing everything for his father. He kind of went in a dumb place because his dad was like, don't worry, you will get it, and then he's just like, well, I don't believe you, and it's like that not a great way to end it, but
A
still.
shocker. I'm willing to bet in the books, Roose will like scheme to replace Ramsay with his kid, and then Ramsay will kill him because that makes more sense.
Yeah, it makes sense because like on one hand he's like, all right, I kept my word because he was super competent. I like made him my son officially, but also he's really fucked up and really sadistic and really weird.
No, also, just in the books, Roose talks repeatedly about how he fucking hates Ramsay from like the bastard point of view.
Yeah.
Like he thinks that Ramsay's competent, but like it's like I think it's every time he looks at Ramsay's eyes, he gets angry.
I see your mother in your eyes, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Then it's don't care.
Who?
Don't care. Tommen.
Hey, he's like fine, I think.
Like he was kind of inconsistent because he'd be like, I'm ready to fight back, and then he wouldn't fight back an episode later, and it's like, okay, Tommen.
Yeah.
But besides that,
like I get that passivity is supposed to be his crippling flaw, so like I get that, but like
they're inconsistent with when he decides to be passive.
Yeah, like the thing is, I love the scene when he first marched up to the church and was like, "Hey, release my mother," and then they're like, "No," and they're like, "Well, move aside. No, we're gonna fight. If we're gonna fight." It's like, oh, okay, I don't want to kill anyone. I guess I'll have to retreat. And then he retreats home, and it's like, wait, why didn't you save my brother? Oh, I couldn't do it without violence, so I just turned around, and I'm rethinking my strategy now.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, and then also he had a really good death.
Yeah.
All right. So Tom,
Cersei through trying to control her children so much ended up suffocating one of them. Like that's good.
Yeah. Because in the end, the thing he cared most about was his one outlet away from his mom, Marjorie. And then Marjorie died, and he's like, well, fuck this. Well, yeah. Marjorie died, and also my mom just blew up the Vatican. All right, then it's Jaime. Oh,
okay,
no.
Jaime didn't get like hard ruined.
Yes, he did.
You're right. He had that one line. He had that line.
I never cared much about them, innocent or otherwise. Fuck you, Jaime.
All right, girl. She's a fun girl boss, so she didn't get like really ruined. It's just everyone else is just not.
Just because she was funny.
Yeah, just because she was fun. She was ruined in a funny way, I guess you could say. But like even then, it's just like it's not that her character is bad. It's just that how are you allowed to be in power is stupid. So I blame everyone else, not her.
Yeah. Jaime's thing is that they keep being like time for his redemption arc, and then they're like, never mind. And then at the end, their final conclusion is, oh no, Jaime was actually always evil.
But like your defining character, your defining moment, like the thing your king slaying moment was you betraying your king for the sake of innocent people. So what was the deal with that? Am I supposed
No,
to
it's so
believe?
funny.
Am I supposed to believe that he was lying in that scene in season 8 when he said that? Like, is that what I'm supposed to think, that he's an unreliable narrator?
But it's a bit too late for him to be lying because he dies in 2 episodes. No, the other thing is just that fuck, I hate you, Jamie.
Also,
I'm
he
so
has
mad
no
I forgot what I was
motivation to
gonna say.
lie because the person he's talking to is Brienne, who he told he killed the king to save civilians for.
Yeah. And then the other person he says, like, I'm evil now, is Tyrion, who also knows that he killed King Aerys for decent reasons.
I know, it's
also
so
just
dumb.
annoying. You know, it's so annoying because like they have so many opportunities and they just change their fucking mind because they don't give a shit. Because they don't know what to do with him. And then he has a stupid fight with Euron for some fucking reason.
You know
He
what?
he has to prove himself as the best Cersei fucker.
Yeah, that's literally what they're doing, but also why?
It's not
Dude,
a thing
it's super
they should
important.
try and prove.
Yeah, no, like who cares? Also, maybe Euron should win because he's not incestuous.
I will say it's very funny that the best thing he did in season 7, I think, was when he backhanded someone with his golden hand.
That was funny.
Because like that's what he,
When I-
because like he always complains about how like, oh, his hook would be more practical stuff. This is the one practical way to use it, is just like backhand people who talk back to you,
and
not
also
for
he's doing
actual
it because
combat,
Braun-
not for
yeah, he's doing it
actual
'cause
combat.
Braun did it to him, which is funny.
Yeah, and not for actual combat, but just for how can I, like, you know, use this in my day to day that's useful. It's like,
Also,
this is it.
there's that time in season 7 he should have died and then just didn't.
Yeah.
That was stupid. I think the reason that makes Jamie so annoying is that like his scene in the bath is just my favorite scene in the series. And then it's like, oh, that's such a clear trajectory for him to either become a good person and abandon Cersei and become a knight with Brienne, or feel like Cersei's his responsibility and stop her. But then he doesn't do either.
I know they had two like good outs for his character and just said, I think what happened in like the last couple seasons, maybe last 3, is that they got too used to having a status quo, which was Cersei's in power, Cersei's gonna be our villain, Jaime's glued to Cersei,
And then
Jon,
Braun follows Jamie around.
yeah, and then Daenerys and Jon are like having this stupid romance, and we're gonna make that bud, and then all the women are gonna be catty as fuck with each other, and also we're not allowed to take King's Landing because that's big stuff that we have to save for the final season.
Even though it'd be
because we
so
have
fucking
to.
easy. It'd be so easy.
I know they try to hold off. They keep like trying to find excuses not to, and they're all stupid. Let's get Castle Rock instead, boys. So dumb, so dumb.
Oh, you know what else is kind of funny?
What's funny?
Olenna's like tells Cersei that I killed Joffrey, which was great, right?
Yeah.
It is a little funny that he doesn't get half as mad as Cersei did, even though Joffrey was his son.
Oh.
God, I think he's just annoying because he fell so fucking hard.
He did, and things. I think the problem was that like it was like a slow decline until like the final season, where like it was a hard like crash down, because like he was having.
It was unclear. It's like, all right, where are we fucking going with this, boys? He went to Dorne, and that was stupid. Now what?
Yeah. Okay, so we can skip the
We
sword
can
teacher.
skip. Okay, there's Daenerys' brother.
Daenerys' brother.
He was always good.
He was always good. Always stayed good. Wasn't
Yeah, he
ruined.
was just that scheming little fuck. And I
Yeah,
loved
you know,
him.
just the example of, oh, this is like a bad Targaryen who just cares about power and nothing else, and it's
Yeah,
just
like the implication when
he
you
didn't
hear
have he didn't have the true jib of a true Targaryen. He'd have the
No,
cut
Puff,
of
you
a
know what
true
else was funny? It was the thing when they said, when a Targaryen's born, a coin is flipped. It's like, man, it almost felt like Daenerys and Viserys were the two sides of the coin, and Viserys was the mad one, and Daenerys was the good one. But fucking nope.
What?
Actually, we rolled two tails in a row.
What? No, dude. You see, what happens is you flip a coin once when you're born, and then you flip it again once you turn 23, and then we just suddenly
That's
have to deal
true.
with it.
That's so true. All right. Next is. Do we want to
the
rank
Fool.
Hot Pie? He's kind of just a guy.
Hot pie is
Love
perfect.
Hot pie.
Hot
Hot
pie is
pie is
perfect.
Put him over
No,
Ned.
he's not perfect.
Put him over Ned.
No, shut up. Well, Ned's your favorite character.
Yeah, so
Gotta
No,
make
I would
room for
not-
hot
no.
pie. Gotta make room for
No,
step
put
aside,
Hot Pie
Joffrey.
next to like Hodor or something. He's just fine. He's just fine.
Why? What, you want me to move him down?
Yes, he's
All right,
not S.
Tell me
he's
when.
just
Tell
like
me
a
when to stop. Tell me when
funny
to stop.
guy.
what do you got
Tell me
against
to stop.
Hot Pie?
Tell me
I'm
when to
not
Nothing.
stop.
wrong,
Just like I
you.
don't have anything against Khal Drogo.
Tell
but
me
Hot
when
Fire
to
is not
stop.
as good as Khal Drogo.
Tell me when to stop.
I will. You're going
Go
a
ahead,
bit too
go ahead,
slow.
Chief.
No, no, go the other direction. Go the other direction. No, down, 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 down. More, 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 more. No, more down.
Wait, you want what, to the right? To the right?
No, to the left. Just put him where Hodor is. My God.
No, he can't go in the only bottom
You're right.
section.
He can't go. He can't go. Okay.
It'd be funny if he did. He's peak man. He's the mayest man. All right. Next is Tywin, who's great.
Dude, he's so good. He's so good.
He's just great. He's just
He
the best.
died- he
Tywin's
died good.
just the best.
He was the actual backbone of the Lan. He was just such a great villain because he was the backbone of all the fucking children in the Lannisters. Like you have Cersei.
He was just like the villain. Like he was the last great villain who stayed great.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, Joffrey, like, his whole thing's supposed to be like he has the authority but no competence. So like, and then his mother, who's like very similar, just trying to do whatever for Joffrey. So like he was the one that's like, all right, I'm gonna be the effective villain to like try and suppress everyone trying to murder us. And because
And
that, he
then
becomes such a fucking rock for them all to cling to. So when he died, it was a huge deal.
And the thing that made him fun is that also the character that he like bounced off of the most was Tyrion. Back when Tyrion was like one of the 3 best characters. So it was like really fun for him to be Tyrion's main antagonist.
Yeah.
And also he just had so many good scenes, like him fucking with Arya. That was great.
I know.
When he made Arya his steward and then kind of just fucked with her.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like he may have known. All right, what's next?
Next is
I don't care about those two. I do care about Lord Baelish though.
fuck me, dude. All right, no,
He-
part of the problem is that like he couldn't really reach his full potential as a good character because it was like,
I
he's a
think
mystery,
he's
so
peak
mysterious.
Thanks D&D because oh my god, did they not know what to do with him?
Yeah. Oh.
God, he's so infuriating.
Like and the things they kind of had a blank check to do whatever they want because like he was one of the most like mysterious.
Because he was hiding his schemes. We didn't know what he wanted.
Yeah, like we kind of all we really had was that like he wants the power and the Iron Throne or like something
he
like
wants
that.
power and also he wants to date Cat. That's
Yeah.
all we knew about him.
I remember one of my favorite moments in I think it was season 6 or maybe 5 when like he dyed Arya's hair black because like it makes sense that they do that to hide her identity and all that, but also
Sansa?
Sansa, because he's just grooming Sansa into the Cat because he never got to marry Cat, and I think that's super interesting and cool.
Littlefinger was just like, he was so well acted. That guy was so good at playing a pedophile. He was so talented.
His voice his voice was just like yes.
Hey Mocha, can I hear the voice?
For the good of the realm.
My name is Lord Peter Baelish. Welcome to
It's
my fine
imperative.
establishment. My fine establishment. We call it the
No,
Lord
and
Peter
then-
Baelish
and
Bar. Would you like
and
some
then they
Lord
turn
Peter
him-
Baelish flies to go with your Lord Peter Baelish pizza?
And then they turn him into an idiot who's like, imagine everything, everywhere, all at once. Every possibility is happening infinitely. You must see through all of them. Also, I didn't realize Ramsay Bolton, the flaying, rapist, torturing psychopath, was a bad guy.
Also, I
That's
didn't.
a whoops on my part.
Also, I didn't know that he'd beat Stannis. I thought Stannis the man has had in the bag, but
Although even though I said I thought Stannis had it, I still backed him because I'm a fucking idiot.
Said
Also,
every-
I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit confused. This
What?
was my
The
most
child I
hated
was
line.
grooming hates me? Why?
No, that can't be the case.
Impossible. I planned for every eventuality, and that's not one of them.
God, I don't really care about either of those two. Don't care. Do we want to rank Dick on? Let's rank Sweet Robin. He's my goat.
Sweet Robin
The peak
stayed.
of Sweet Robin is him being a very attractive adult man at the King's mute who just sits there with his legs crossed and never says anything.
Yeah.
I think the funniest one is when Davos has the gall to tell a bunch of guys who can't reproduce to go start their own house in the Reach, and then Sweet Robin doesn't go, wait a minute, did you say the Reach? Are you aware of where I'm from?
I own the Reach. That's my place. What the fuck are you doing giving the Reach away? Like, why?
That's my fucking property.
God, that final scene like politics doesn't exist in the final episode of Game of Thrones.
I'm glad the good and the bad sides are so skewed. We've had to put Jojen lower than Benjen, even though we very obviously do not think Jojen is worse than Benjen.
You know, just I'm trying to get
Just to
everyone's
clarify.
face seen.
You must watch the full video to get context. The tier list on its own means nothing.
Who let the
The
dogs
Hound.
out? Who?
He was
Who?
almost good the
Who
whole time.
let the
He was
dogs
so
out?
close.
Who?
Puffy was so close to staying good.
You're a talker. Listening to talkers makes me thirsty.
The one that people loved reposting was the one from Beyond the Wall where he says your mouth is moving and you're complaining. That's whinging.
I hated that line.
People
'Cause,
loved
like,
that line.
Because like on
That's
what
because
like
he said it to a guy complaining about being raped.
but I hate that line because just like I thought his thing was calling people talkers. I thought that's what he said. You're a talker. I hate
No,
talkers.
but now you're a whinger. No, the Hound's whole thing is like they were
Oh.
so fucking close.
Sorry, that
But
reminds
then-
me. That reminds me of your favorite line John had in season 7 when he's talking with Tyrion and he says, "I'm not here to play word games with you."
No,
'Cause,
that's the best one because, yeah, as you said, all of the late stage dialogue is just getting owned, and Tyrion does the own. He's like, well, technically, we didn't destroy your ship. And Jon's like, I'm not playing word games with you.
You can't just own
isn't
me
a
and then end the
fight.
conversation. Like, I'm still here. You still have to talk to me. The camera's not going to cut away. Like, I'm still standing in front of you. We're going to finish this conversation.
The Hound is just confusing because it's like, Arya doesn't kill him, and then he meets the peaceful boys and he learns that violence is like a disease. You can't stop it by spreading it. And then he joins Derek Dondarrion's crew, where their whole thing is they try to do good with their violence and they try to actually help people, and that's why he fights in the long night. But then at the end, he's like, fuck, I'm gonna go kill myself fighting my brother, actually. Who gives a shit?
I mean, like, it's fine if you want to have a character aggression there when he sees his brother again, but, like, just, like, again, it's not the
But
worst
that's
way
not
to
the
take
order
it.
of events.
That-
He hated his
right.
brother, then went and defended humanity, and then said, "No, I think I will kill myself." Actually,
Yeah, you're right. They, like, again, like, the direction of it was, like, good, and, like, they just fumbled, and, like, it was sloppy.
yeah. All right, next is I don't care about the rapist. Do we want to rank Tormund, my goat? On the
Yeah,
left.
we do. He did not get ruined by the final season. He was funny all the way through, and I
Well, they
thank you
just
for that.
made him dumber, but they kept giving him like fairly funny things to do. Like
Yeah.
Tormund wanting to fuck Brienne was funny, and I don't even agree with the complaint that why isn't he doing the wildling ways? You fools! Tormund is very smart, and Tormund understands that while he is a wildling, Brienne is not, and she will not accept his wildling ways at first. He must wait.
You see, Brienne's a very tall, strong woman, so he has to plan his approach before he kidnaps her.
He knows he'll lose, so he's
He knows-
waiting.
yeah, no, he's biding his time, waiting for her to let her guard down.
No, I love Tormund. No, him chugging the milk is hilarious. Him explaining why they call
They
him
call me
Giant
Giant
Spain to
Spain.
Jaime. Oh, him explaining it to the most serious people ever is fucking phenomenal. Like,
It
what
was
the
good.
fuck is wrong with it? And yeah, obviously Tormund yelling "Grah" and tackling Jon is also a phenomenal scene. Basically, do they just relegate him to comic relief? Yes, but he's amazing comic relief, so I don't mind.
He made the final season somewhat bearable, or like at least tried to.
was
At least he
funny.
tried to help make it bearable, and I thank you for that, Tormund. Mwah. Thank you,
He
thank you,
was-
Mike.
he was just
Thank you, my
funny.
my ginger king.
All right, next is Wolf.
I hate this wolf.
Olenna!
I hate this wolf.
Oh,
I don't like this
Just
wolf.
we're gonna put them in Bad Wolf.
I know. I hate
Bad
this
wolf.
wolf. I hate
All
this
right.
wolf.
All right, Bad Wolf. All right. After Bad Wolf is Olenna. Yeah.
She didn't get
Honestly,
hard
she didn't
ruined.
get that bad.
Yeah, like she's still good. She just like
She was just like a fun schemer, and then she lost because her army is bad because they're flowers, which is fucking stupid. But you know,
not the. She didn't get the worst of it by far. It was just
no, like I liked her line where she tells Daenerys to be a dragon. I like her final exchange with Jaime. I like Olenna.
yeah. It's just a
I
little bit of
I
dumb
like
use.
that she killed. Oh, Puff, you know what's awesome? You may have gone back and seen this. You can actually see the scene where she uses Sansa's hairpin to poison Joffrey's cup.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, if you go back, you can see her doing it.
I thought they would have not shown that because for the sake of like keeping it mysterious on who killed.
No, they
Joffrey.
do. It's awesome.
Wow, that's cool. That's
I
sick.
know.
Wow. God, but I'm never gonna rewatch the show again because
No,
it's
'cause
fucking.
why would you?
I might like rewatch the first 5 because and then then
fair.
skip straight to the Battle of the Bastards because that's a really well made fight scene.
Just to watch it. All
Yeah.
right. What's next?
That's the thing about the
is-
final 2 seasons is that like the Battle of the Bastards is like even though it's a little bit dumb in some places, at least
Oh, that's another Sansa thing. Sansa should not. Sansa's a fucking idiot because she is like literally responsible for giants going extinct and tons of Northmen dying because she doesn't tell Jon that she has the fucking reach.
I know, like, why didn't they? I know it's stupid, but anyway, like there's a few dumb things, but overall the fight scene's just so well directed and shot, and like, it's like the most
It's
thrilling.
so cool that you don't care.
It's the most thrilling fight scene in the show by far, and like I could accept some dumb stuff just for the sake of the great action, but every every big fight scene after it is both A, not nearly as good, and B, way dumber. So it's like, God, we've already went past the peak, and it's just a big downhill. Like even the dumb action you make is not as good as the other stuff you made, and it's just getting worse and worse. And why are you watching an Arya stealth section in the middle of the long night? Which was only one night, by the way, which is just stupid.
Yeah, dude, it was a very long one day. Next is Renly, because we don't need to rank. We don't need to rank Actually, I know where we can put Marjorie's dad. We can put him in the bottom right. He's the most meh king.
He had a funny helmet. I liked his helmet.
He had a funny helmet. And he was good at singing. He is the meh king.
Yeah.
I love him. All right, Renly. Renly's fucking hilarious.
This guy.
Yes.
All right, yeah, he's a Stag King.
That's
Stag King.
Stannis' brother, who is like, I think I want the throne, actually. I think I should have it. Do I have any claim? No. Am I going to do anything except weaken Stannis' army? No. Dumbass. He's such a smug dumbass.
Man,
He's so
if
funny.
they teamed up, they could have taken over the world, but no.
It was fun. I mean, Stannis got most of his army by shadow baby towers.
Yeah.
All right, next is
Rob.
Oh, I love you, Rob.
Rob,
I
you
would
died
put Rob
good.
right at the top just because
Yeah, no, he's not the best character.
They made him almost too stupid to take seriously.
I mean, like on one hand, that's kind of like supposed to be his fault. We're like, okay, he's very good tactical man. He's very good at rallying the troops, but also he's still very inexperienced, still very young, and still is not used to playing the Game of Thrones. We have to watch him back and not get.
I think two parts of that are like the showrunners couldn't do anything about is Rob's really young in the books. So when he makes a very immature mistake, you're like, yeah, that's an actual child. And then the other one is the fact that, as I told you in the books, Rob doesn't actually fall in love with some random nurse. He marries her out of a sense of duty because he accidentally got her pregnant, which is like, yeah, that sounds a lot more like being Ned-brained.
Yeah, and also like that's kind of fun because like John's a bastard, and like John's kind of gotten the short end of the stick because of that. So it's like, oh no, I'm gonna make a bastard kid. I don't want that. I don't want to do that. I'd feel guilty because I like John. That's cool. That's cool.
You basically, I love Rob, but he's so cool on the battlefield, but he's like so infuriatingly stupid, just like twice, and it gets me angry at it. It's like, damn it, Rob.
Well, at least like he's the only like dumb person in the first 4 seasons, so you know it's intentional.
Oh yeah, no, Rob's actually stupid.
Because like everyone's fucking dumb, and that's why it's insufferable. The fact that he's just like the one, and it's because he's 17 years old and is like new at this. It's like, all right, I buy it. I see why this happened.
Next is it's the Night King.
Girl boss, girl boss, girl boss.
Fuck you. Not. You can't even put him at good because he was never good.
I know, it's just.
I'd put him pretty low because he was never anything.
Yeah, at least he was a fun boss fight.
Cool. Like at Hearthome, he was cool.
Yeah, he's a cool, fun boss fight. Except not really, because when Arya stabbed him, it was fucking lame.
Yeah, because oh wow, he fell for a little knife throw technique. If only the fucking God, if only the Night King was semi-competent at combat. God damn it. He's so lame.
All right, Baby Sam,
don't care.
lady,
The mean lady, don't care.
mom, Sir Pounce, Sir Pounce, Sir Pounce, Sir Pounce,
Sir Pounce,
Pounce,
yes,
Pounce,
yeah.
peek, 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 peek,
Sir Pounce is
peek.
very cool.
Yeah, he's
Puff,
great.
there's like a whole like long list of the requirements to be a Zora High, the prince that was promised in the books.
Yeah.
And Sir Pounce unironically fits like most of them.
Yo, rattle them off to me. What are they?
I don't remember. The
Oh,
big one
okay.
is like being born of what is it? Smoke, salt, and what else, Mocha?
Uh, I'll just Google it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll
Anyway,
get back
no,
to that then.
the point is Sir Pounce fits a lot of them. Don't care. I don't want to talk about Stannis' stupid
Shay,
wife.
Shay died.
It's born
Shay's
beneath.
fine. I don't like Shay that much.
Yeah.
Eh.
Fine. It's born beneath a bleeding star amongst salt and smoke.
Basically, Puff, a lot of stuff in the books, because the books actually talk about Sir Pounce a lot more. They talk about his rivalries with other cats.
Oh, that's
Um,
sick. That's so cool. Oh my god.
It's basically there's some ways you could read it where you could bullshit Sir Pounce to be the chosen one, which is fucking hilarious.
That's awesome. I want. Do you have the mocha?
No,
The-
Puff, I'll show you the video later.
Okay. All right. After Sir Pounce,
I would not put Shay that high, but whatever. Hey, it's Daenerys' slave-loving boyfriend.
husband. Yeah. Okay.
I think the weird thing about him is the reveal that he's not a Sons of Harpy. He's just a dumbass.
I think that's actually like kind of fun because it's like,
No,
oh,
that could
he
be
really
fun
was-
in a better story.
yeah. Let's say, oh, he really was trying to be honest and trying to like argue for slavery in a small sense and in like an earnest like way, and it's just like, oh, wow. Kind of makes me feel bad that he died almost because we didn't give him the benefit of the doubt, even though he was
Yeah,
pro
but it's like,
slavery.
they didn't do anything
Like
with
it's
him,
kind of
who
a it's kind of
cares?
a complicated. I don't feel too bad, but I do a bit kind of thing that you don't get for a lot of characters. So I think it
Mhm.
was kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, it was at least interesting. Although, God, a part of me is like, well, but if he was a Sons of the Harpy, maybe the Sons of the Harpy plotline would have went somewhere. Oh God, Stannis went to shit.
I don't know if I'd say went to shit, but like, because again, like
No,
the
I
general
would.
direction is fine. It's just like it felt so rushed, like incredibly rushed.
The problems are a lot of things. Like one, Stannis doesn't want to be known as the king who ran, which is why he's fighting a pointless battle against Ramsay. But he's okay being known as the king who burned his daughter alive. It's like, hey, Stannis, those are equally bad things to go out as. Not to mention, like, Stannis ran from the Blackwater because he's not a fucking idiot. And also just the fact that like Stannis is repeatedly hyped up as like the smartest military commander, but then he loses to Ramsay and his 20 good men.
Dude, you got to admit, 20 good men can get anything done.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know,
Stannis
the
only
thing
had
is,
one-
Stannis's problem is that he didn't grab 20 good men and try and take Winterfell.
Yes, Stannis only had one good man, and it was Davos. Not enough good men.
No, Davos wasn't a good fighter, so he couldn't be a good man. He just.
But Davos was always at the front of a lot of battlefields in the later seasons.
But he keeps saying he's not a fighter, so I believe
Yeah,
him.
that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Stannis is just like they fucked up. Like the books are probably going to do almost that exact trajectory, except not infuriating.
Yeah.
Thing is, a lot of people are mad that part of the reason he lost was because of the snow. But the thing is, I don't even mind that. I think it'd be cool if him venturing into unfamiliar territory that he doesn't understand punishes him. Obviously, he shouldn't lose because of it, but it could like hurt him.
Yeah.
Although in the books, it seems like he's going to be using the ice to his advantage because he's fucking cool.
Yo, way to go, Stannis the Manus. Good job.
Yeah.
Rob's wife.
is-
I like this guy. This guy was
Yeah,
fun.
he was just a little weasel.
Yeah, a little weasel in the Night's Watch to get owned by other characters for being a weasel. That was
Yeah,
fun.
and he
Good.
died.
That's a worthwhile inclusion. Mance
Raider. Mance
died-
actually didn't get too ruined. I feel.
he just died good. He just died good.
Like John's a fucking. I think that was one of the last John moments I just unabashedly liked. Was John shooting him as he died? It was like, oh, John's such a fucking bro.
I know. Thanks for mercy killing me, bro. I'm so glad I wasn't burned alive. Thanks, bro.
And then, oh god, not Varys. Oh no,
Varys was really good, but
Varys had the Littlefinger thing. Except he's a dumber Littlefinger somehow.
I know it's like dumber, but also like I
It'd
guess
be
like
like if Littlefinger told instead of Bran being omniscient, it'd be like if Littlefinger told Bran what he was planning with Sansa, and then got surprised when something bad happened.
Yeah. Like, oh,
God, he's so
man.
fucking God. And yeah, I still love the live script reading where you see Varys's actor read his death and not be very happy
I
with
know.
it.
Oh, none of the actors liked it, and they just went ahead and had to do it anyway. Like, props to them for still giving as good a performance as you can like imagine, given the circumstances. But like, darn.
Yeah, it's
Like again, like
terrible.
how many book series get like such a great cast, such great production value, get to have 8 seasons, and like they fucking squander it on bullshit. Like
Yeah, it's
dude,
terrible.
I remember how I told you I'm like watching stuff to like find in Game of
And they
Thrones place because
all
I'm
look
sad.
like shit from what
Yeah,
I've seen.
because like this is why Game of Thrones was such a game changer because A, it had great production value, B, it actually had like a dark tone because all the stuff I found was campy as fuck.
Yes, it was.
And like the only stuff that wasn't was stuff after Game of Thrones, and even then, most stuff I found after Game of Thrones doesn't look nearly as good. Even though like I'm sure the stories are good too if I kept watching and stuff. But just like yeah, like this is why it was such a big deal. It had so much going for it, and then they just let it all go to waste in the last few seasons, and it's like whoa, it's so
Yeah, it's
sad.
pretty bad.
It's a
Who's
tragedy.
next? Who is next? We have a few more, thankfully. We have
Skullmane.
Jorah. I think the only one left we need to do is Jorah.
Yeah.
Jorah Mormont.
How-
He's still good. He's
Yeah,
alright still.
he never became that bad. Like it was kind of just a thing where like, he was put into brain dead plots, but how he functioned within those brain dead plots was fine.
Yeah, it was very helpful that he was with Sam in the one good plot line in season 7. So like that kind of spared him from anything dumb in
I
season
love
7.
that the reveal is like, oh yeah, sure, we have a reliable way to cure grayscale. The problem is it only works if you're a fucking tank who can withstand the most immense pains without jittering and accidentally touching the guy healing you.
Yeah. Dude, he's
I
such a
think
Seth
that's it.
slash Meister slash Gustav slash fuck, what's his name from Three Houses? I'm forgetting. But anyway, there's a guy in the beginning of every Fire Emblem game who's just on a horse. He's like, I'm gonna guide you, main character, and like that's
you
him for
told me about
Daenerys.
that.
That's him for
Oh, get
Daenerys.
out of here.
Okay. Anyway, I guess that's it. God. Okay. I guess next.
Woo,
I guess
Game
we'll
of
do.
Thrones is a very funny show.
It's very funny. Very funny indeed.
Also, oh my
Very
god, this is one of the
funny
longest videos
indeed.
we've ever recorded. Holy shit.
How long are we at? Oh god, 2.5 hours almost. Okay,
right,
well
we're
anyway,
done.
I guess we're not done with Game of Thrones just yet because we're gonna do a power bottom video maybe. Are you up for that?
Yes, that sounds hilarious.
All right, let's do it. All right, goodbye. Good night, everyone.